Hmm. Guys, how you all?
Hello guys, I think Srishti, are you there? I think we must begin now.
Yes, just 2 minutes. We are doing some setup and we'll start. Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Hello everyone. Please let me know if I'm audible to you all.
Yes, yes, Srishti, you are.
Okay, sure.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So I welcome you all to this session of my student club. I welcome Muskan Agrawal. We are great and honored and happy to have you here. And I thank all the participants for joining and registering in such a lot of numbers and showing so faith in us. Just like we did it for the last time, we are yet again back with another session of industrial training guidance, and I hope you all get benefited from it very much. Oh, just one rule I would like to share with the audience. प्लीज आप लोग ट्राई करिए कि आपके माइक्रोफोन्स ऑफ रहे ताकि जब भी स्पीकर आपसे बात कर रहे हैं दे आर कनेक्टिंग टू यू एवरीवन वुड बी एबल टू हियर इट एंड ईच एंड एवरी मतलब सबको सब कुछ सुनाई देगा अदरवाइज इस बैकग्राउंड नॉइजेस से डिस्टर्बेंसेस होगा आई होप यू ऑल विल कोऑपरेट विद अस एंड जब Q&A सेशन होगा यू ऑल वुड बी अलाउड टू टर्न ऑन योर माइक्रोफोन्स एंड आस्क योर डाउट्स एंड क्वेश्चंस एंड इवन आप लोग रेज कर सकते हो योर क्वेश्चंस इन दी चैट बॉक्स सो आर यू गाइस एक्साइटेड फॉर today's session? Undoubtedly, I am very much excited because इतना अच्छा panel है आज हमारा speakers का we have brought forward to you top people, top voices of LinkedIn, top rankers, AIRs and everyone जिनसे सुन के जिनसे समझ के you will get to know about what exactly is industrial training, कैसे करना चाहिए, how to apply for it, what all domains are there in the industrial training. So, guys, come on, let's start with this power pack session. And I would like to welcome on behalf of the entire MSc team, Muskan Agrawal. Muskan, I welcome you. I know you don't need any introduction, but I would like to share something about Muskan to all my participants. She is the self-made public speaker and the LinkedIn top voice for personal branding. She is having more than 90K followers on LinkedIn. And Muskan from EY, from GT to EY, then into Goldman Sachs, taking the list of the dream company of many CA students. I would like you to I would like you to share your experience. I would welcome you entire on behalf of entire MSc team. So welcome, Muskan.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Srishti, for a wonderful introduction and giving such a awesome, great beginning. And yes, the feelings are mutual. I am also very excited about this session, and I'm also very excited for guiding aspirants, my fellow aspirants, about the industrial training from scratch. And honestly speaking, this is my first session, which I'm taking for industrial training students. So I think there are 200 students around. So if you are listening me, then you guys are kind of the first first batch to whom I am guiding for industrial training, because till now I haven't taken any sessions anywhere else because I was busy in relocating to Bangalore and all. So yeah, I also welcome you all to this particular session, and yeah, let's begin. And I will make sure that this session should be beneficial to you. If you are expending your 30 minutes to me, and also 3 hours or 2 hours to this particular session on your weekend, on your Sunday, I will make sure that whatever the doubts and queries you have, I will try to resolve it from scratch. So yeah, let's begin.
Yeah,
And
Muskan.
it should be cherry on the cake if you all can open your camera to make it more interactive. So जिन लोगों ने मेरे से आर्टिकलशिप गाइडेंस सेशन या कोई भी सेशन अटेंड किया होगा, दे ऑल्सो नो दैट कि मैं कोई स्पीच रट के आती नहीं हूँ, कि जस्ट मैं बोले जा रही हूँ, एक सामने वाले सुन रहे हैं. दैट्स नॉट माई वे इज वेरी सिंपल. आई एम ऑल्सो काइंड ऑफ योर एज ओनली. हो सकता है कि मैं शायद 1-2 साल बड़ी हूँ, या हो सकता है मैं 1-2 साल शायद छोटी भी हूँ कुछ लोगों से. So we all are of the more or less same age. So yeah, let's make it interactive, and yeah. So let's make it two-way communication instead of just me speaking and you listening. Let's make it two-way communication. So if you all can open your camera, it would be very great, and you will enjoy the session even more. That's it. Yeah, I can see a few cameras getting open, and we have around how much 223 attendees, I guess, right now. So it's very great. The number is great, and I think the output from the session will also be great. So yeah, now let's begin, Srishti. I guess it will be more in the form of Q&A session where you will be asking some questions, or I have to. Yeah, you begin.
Yes, Muskan. So, Muskan, first of all, we would like to know from you, why did you choose investment banking? Like, investment banking is everywhere buzzing around. So, I would like to know your taste. Like, why did you choose this particular domain?
Yeah, so basically जितने भी लोग होते हैं सबको एक डाउट होता है कि uh, what are all the different industries in which you will be getting industrial training. So just give you a brief. Basically, as far as I know, there are 4 to 5 industries where you can try your hands for industrial training. Beginning with the first one is IB, investment banking, and second one is management consulting. That is offered by BCG only. Management consulting is only offered by BCG, and 90% of the times they prefer rankers. So yeah, it's more or less they hire very few candidates, so they prefer rankers. That's the criteria. Then coming to another types of industrial training where you can explore your hands is FP&A, that is financial planning and analysis, which is more related to business part. Like जैसे कि if I give you an example, yeah, if I give you an example of an FMCG industry, just like my friend is doing his industrial training from Johnson and Johnson. तो अब Johnson's and Johnson's का नाम सबने सुना है, Johnson's baby जो भी उनका product है सबने use किए ही है more or less. तो what they do is it is a customer centric industry, right? Johnson's जो भी produce कर रहा है, that is highly related to customers, right? It is not directly consumed by any particular business or industry. It is a very like B2C market. So there you will be understanding about the business, कि अगर जॉनसन एंड जॉनसन कंपनी है तो वो किस किस टाइप की सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करती है, and how the management, how the CFO takes decision for the development of that particular company, right? So that is a part of I would say FMCG industry, right? Then coming to another one is what you will find is financial reporting, and also like the industrial training which is more or less offered by I would say Barclays and HSBC. तो उन वो जो इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग ऑफर करते हैं that is more or less related to accounting. तो जस्ट गिव यू एंड ब्रीफ, या आई थिंक यहाँ पर ऑडिट सभी कर रहे होंगे, राइट? जस्ट गिव अ थम्स अप जिन्होंने ऑडिट की हुई है या क्लाइंट प्लेस जाते हो, जस्ट रिएक्ट इन। सो होता क्या है इस इंडस्ट्री में, whenever you go for any ऑडिट, तो बेसिकली आप ऑडिट के में क्या कर रहे हो, आप क्लाइंट्स की बुक्स को चेक कर रहे हो कि उन्होंने क्या प्रेजेंट किया है, उन्होंने सही इन्फॉर्मेशन लिखी है कि नहीं। बट जो फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स है क्लाइंट के, लाइक सपोज आज की डेट में मैं रिलायंस का ऑडिट अगर कर रही हूँ एज एन ऑडिटर, तो जो फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स है रिलायंस के वो सही है या गलत है, दिस विल बी टेल्ड बाय ऑडिटर, राइट? बट जो वो फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स है वो बनाएगा कौन? वो बनाएगी मैनेजमेंट, एज वी ऑल हैव रीड दिस बिफोर। फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बनाएगी मैनेजमेंट। नाउ हु इज दिस मैनेजमेंट? दिस मैनेजमेंट इज नथिंग बट द कंपनी इटसेल्फ। लेट्स सपोज HSBC है, अब HSBC का ऑडिट कोई करेगा पर्टिकुलर ऑडिटर, बट जो HSBC की बुक्स है वो तो HSBC खुद ही बनाएगा, राइट? एंड उसके लिए उसे चाहिए CAs। So the CAs hired by HSBC for their finance controllers departments are nothing but the profile which is offered by HSBC for industrial trainees or for the CAs majorly। कि जो HSBC के बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स है उनको बनाने के लिए भी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स चाहिए। तो जो वो बुक्स अकाउंट्स आप बनाओगे, in that you will be getting your industrial training, more or less यही होता है। जो I would say 70% of the industrial training opportunities you will get आपको इसी वाली ही फील्ड में मिलेंगे, that is controllers, that is in the financial accounting field of the particular firm। तो उसमें आप कुछ नहीं करते, जैसे आप ऑडिट में चेकिंग करते हो उसमें आप फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बनाते हो, राइट? सो आई गेस ये मैंने एक बहुत ही ब्रीफ में कवर कर दिया कि क्या क्या टाइप की इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज हो सकती है। एंड ऑल्सो वेरी एक और बहुत एक अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग इज Amazon। तो Amazon का जो प्रोफाइल विच दे ऑफर इज रिलेटेड टू ई कॉमर्स सेक्टर। लाइक ई कॉमर्स सेक्टर में क्या है कि Amazon का लेट्स सपोज जो भी डिलीवरी वो लोग करवाते हैं, प्रोडक्ट रीच करवाते हैं कस्टमर्स को, तो जो भी उनका कॉस्ट इनकर होता है टू मेक दैट प्रोडक्ट डिलीवर टू अ कस्टमर, राइट? तो वो कॉस्ट को कैसे कम किया जाए, या फिर जो भी उनका प्रोडक्ट या कस्टमर से रिलेटेड चीजें उनको और कैसे इम्प्रूव किया जाए ताकि Amazon का ओवरऑल सेल्स बढ़े। So in this, you will be getting industrial training in Amazon, which is known as financial planning and analysis (FP&A). Now, coming to my role, which is in Goldman Sachs. So now, as Srishti said, it's IB, investment banking. But being honest, let me clear this misconception and myth to you all is कि it's not core investment banking in which I am getting industrial training। और जो भी जितने भी आप industrial trainees देखोगे गोल्डमैन में, किसी को भी फ्रंट एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग नहीं मिलता, बिकॉज that is not even offered to a qualified CA। The reason being, front-end investment banking is something जो थोड़ा सा अलग है CA से। We CA are known for accounting, bookkeeping and all those things, right? तो हमें एक फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट मिलेगा, एक कंट्रोलर्स डिपार्टमेंट मिलेगा। Now if you say कि मुझे स्टॉक मार्केट बहुत अच्छा लगता है and I want to trade, and मेरे को बिल्कुल फ्रंट एंड आके सीखना है कि पोर्टफोलियो क्या होता है, वैल्यूएशन कैसे होती है, for that it's very tough to get into front-end investment banking with this degree which we are pursuing। सीए के साथ फ्रंट एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग लेना इज वेरी टफ, वेरी डिफिकल्ट। मैंने तो बहुत कम लोग देखे हैं जिनको फ्रंट एंड में मिला है अपॉर्चुनिटी। तो 90% of the people you are saying in Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan and other investment banking firms, they all 90% I'm damn sure they are in back end task and not front end, क्योंकि फ्रंट एंड इज गिवन टू इधर MBAs और जो CFA करते हैं वो, ठीक है, क्योंकि उनका काम उससे ज्यादा रिलेटेड होता है, राइट? So now talking about my role in Goldman Sachs is it's in the profile seed management, that is under the asset wealth management profile। So what I'm doing here is seed management is nothing but the startup। Like see, the seed means startup। startup का मतलब क्या है? Let's suppose Goldman is an investment banking firm, right? Goldman कोई भी एक अपना फंड लॉन्च कर रही है, let's suppose आज, तो अब उस फंड में they want investors, external investors to invest, right? If Goldman is launching its own fund, आई थिंक मैं सब बोले जा रही हूँ, तो मतलब मैं थोड़ा फास्ट नहीं हूँ ना, और आई शैल स्लो डाउन। एंड द रीजन व्हाई आई एम स्पीकिंग फास्ट इज आई हैव जस्ट लाइक 30 minutes एंड मेरे को बहुत कुछ बताना है। सो एंड अगर इफ आई गो स्लो तो मैं बहुत सारी चीजें छूट जाएंगी, इसलिए ठीक है। आई होप इट इज क्लियर। तो व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग इज कि the role which I am into in Goldman Sachs is seed management. Now what does it mean? गोल्डमैन ने कोई एक फंड अपना लॉन्च किया, नया फंड, उसमें दे वांट के एक्सटर्नल इन्वेस्टर्स इन्वेस्ट करें, बट एज सच अगर कोई नया फंड लॉन्च हो रहा है, इन्वेस्टर्स कोई भी आके पहले दिन पे तो इन्वेस्ट कर नहीं देंगे, राइट? उनको देखना है कि वो फंड कैसे परफॉर्म कर रहा है, उसकी कितना रिटर्न वो दे रहा है। फॉर दैट गोल्डमैन खुद का अपना पैसा लगाती है अपने ही फंड में। लाइक सपोज मैंने आज एक फंड लॉन्च किया, मैंने खुद का ही अपना पैसा लगा दिया अपने ही फंड में। वाई? बिकॉज मुझे 6 महीने 1 महीने इन्वेस्टर्स को, अपने स्टेक होल्डर्स को दिखाना है कि मेरा फंड बढ़ते टाइम मेरा फंड काम कर रहा है, इसमें अच्छा रिटर्न आ रहा है। तो द अमाउंट दे पुट इन, दैट इज नोन एज सीड कैपिटल, एंड टू विच आई एम वर्किंग। कोई भी नया फंड लॉन्च होगा, उसका जो इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट है, और यू कैन से जो जैसे प्रोमोटर्स जो पैसा लगाते हैं, वैसा किसी भी फंड का जो इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट है, दैट इज नोन एज सीड कैपिटल। अब वो इन्वेस्टमेंट का कितना पैसा है, कहाँ लगेगा, क्या नहीं है, उसकी पूरी अकाउंटिंग, उसका पूरा इन एंड आउट, उसका आगे पीछे सब कुछ, दैट वी डू इन माय डिवीजन, दैट इज सीड मैनेजमेंट, राइट? तो या दिस वाज अबाउट माय प्रोफाइल, एंड ऐसे ही करके आपको अलग अलग बहुत सारे टाइप के प्रोफाइल्स देखने को मिलेंगे गोल्डमैन सेक्स में। बट अगेन जस्ट टू क्लैरिफाई, एंड तुम लोगों का कुछ कुछ लोगों का शायद ड्रीम्स होगा कि मुझे इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग फ्रंट एंड चाहिए, उन सबका थोड़ा सा क्लैरिटी देने के लिए कि गोल्डमैन सैक्स, अगर जेपी मॉर्गन एंड गोल्डमैन सैक्स इफ यू आर ज्वाइनिंग, 90% ऑफ द टाइम इट विल बी बैक एंड, एंड वो ऐसे ही मिलता है। फ्रंट एंड इज लाइक एमबीए करना पड़ेगा या सीएफए, but yeah, as experience wise it's good, at least you will get something to learn very new. Like मुझे नहीं पता था स्टॉक मार्केट क्या होता है, सीड क्या होता है, तो here I am learning that thing कि okay, how you, like how, जो भी उनके टर्मोलॉजीज होते हैं, तो that I am learning here. So yeah, that's all from my side. I think Srishti, you would like to take this up,
Yeah.
and anybody else? Yeah.
Okay, Muskan. So, मतलब आपने clearly बता दिया what exactly is your experience. Now, most of the students have asked this question, like when should we start applying? How should we prepare our resume? How should we reach out to the firms? So, I would like you to elaborate more on that.
Yeah, so see, अप्लाई तो आप कभी भी कर सकते हो, ठीक है, बट द राइट टाइम फॉर अप्लाइंग फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग इज जब आपको वैकेंसी दिखे, अप्लाई कर दो बिना कुछ सोचे समझे कि लाइक देयर आर सो मेनी थॉट्स के अभी तो मैं प्रिपेयर नहीं हूँ, अभी तो मैंने इंटरव्यू के लिए कुछ पढ़ा ही नहीं है, अभी तो मुझे कुछ भी नहीं आता है। इवन इफ यू डोंट नो एनीथिंग, मैं आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि किसी को बिल्कुल जीरो भी नॉलेज है किसी भी चीज की, स्टिल यू मस्ट अप्लाई जब भी आप वैकेंसी देख रहे हो तब। बट जैसे लाइक 18 मंथ्स के बाद यू कैन ज्वाइन, राइट? तो मेक श्योर कि आप 3 महीने पहले, दैट इज जैसे आपके 15 मंथ्स होने लगे आर्टिकलशिप के, यू आर एक्टिव फॉर अप्लाइंग। 15 महीने के बाद जो भी वैकेंसी दिख रही है अप्लाई कर दो, नो मैटर कि कब की है हायरिंग, कब की चल रही है, डजेंट मैटर। मई 25 वाले हायर कर रहे हैं, नवंबर 24, नवंबर 23, डजेंट मैटर टू यू, आप अप्लाई करो उस पर। जो रिवर्ट आएगा बात की बात में देखी जाएगी, ठीक है? बिकॉज इट्स नॉट लाइक आर्टिकलशिप में क्या होता है कि 2 टाइम्स हायरिंग चलती है, ठीक है, एक तो मई के बाद, एक नवंबर के बाद। बट इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में ऐसा नहीं है। आई हैव सीन गोल्डमैन हायर्स वंस इन अ ईयर, मतलब अभी मेरे बैच में बहुत बल्क हायरिंग हुई है, ठीक है, मैं वुड से 10 से 20 लोग हायर किए हैं, बट इन लास्ट 1 ईयर दे हैवंट हायर्ड इवन अ सिंगल ट्रेनिंग, बिकॉज उन्होंने लास्ट ईयर ही सारे ट्रेनिंग हायर कर लिए थे। तो दे हायर ईयर बाय ईयर, 1 साल हो गया तब फिर हायर करेंगे। तो एज सून एज यू आर सेइंग एन वैकेंसी, यू मस्ट अप्लाई टू इट, प्रोवाइडेड आपके 15 महीने तो हो चुके हो। अगर लाइक भाई 14-15 मंथ्स अगर होने लगे, देन यू हैव टू क्लिक इन योर माइंड के हाँ यार अब तो अप्लाई करना है। डोंट वेट के मैं 1 महीने पहले ही अप्लाई करूंगा, 2 महीने पहले अप्लाई करूंगा। उस केस में देर विल बी हाई चांसेस कि आपका सिलेक्शन नहीं हो रहा है, बिकॉज द प्रोसेस ऑल्सो टेक्स अराउंड लाइक 1 मंथ अप्रोक्स, ठीक है? तो या मेक श्योर कि आप अराउंड वही 14-15 मंथ्स जैसे ही हो गया, उसके बाद सारी वैकेंसीज में आप अप्लाई कर दो। यस।
Okay, so that was regarding the application part. Now, जैसे आपने IB, so Goldman के अलावा you must have given some other interviews also. So I would like you to share कि investment banking के interviews के लिए exactly क्या prepare करना चाहिए या किस type के questions वहाँ पर पूछे जाते हैं?
श्योर। तो सी आई वुड मेक इट वेरी सिंपल। मैं लाइक सी अब मैंने कुछ इंटरव्यूज दिए हैं, दैट्स व्हाई आई वाज एबल टू गाइड देम कि अमेज़न में क्या प्रोफाइल है, एचएसबीसी में क्या है, बार्कलेस में क्या है, या बीसीजी में क्या है। तो मैंने भी कुछ इंटरव्यूज दिए हैं, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट ओनली आई वाज सेइंग कि कौन कौन सी इंडस्ट्रीज में कौन कौन सी इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग मिलती है। तो जस्ट टू मेक इट सिंपल, आई वुड नॉट बी कवरिंग कि आपको स्पेसिफिकली आईबी के लिए क्या प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए, आपको एचएसबीसी के लिए क्या प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए, अमेज़न के लिए क्या, उससे आप कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे। तो लाइक just throwing it simple for you, I would cover each and every interview. After this you can crack if you are listening me properly. सिर्फ 4 चीजें ही हैं जिसको आपको ध्यान देनी है मेजरली, ठीक है? अगर होना होगा तो इतने में हो जाएगा, अदरवाइज फिर आप कुछ भी पढ़ते रहो, कुछ नहीं होना, ठीक है? सो 4 थिंग्स आई वुड कवर. फर्स्ट थिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, मतलब सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है, सबसे ज्यादा. कोई भी इंटरव्यू में आप बैठ जाओ एक्सेप्ट एफपीएनए में, एक्सेप्ट एफपीएनए, फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग एंड एनालिसिस इज बिट मोर प्रैक्टिकल. तो वहां पर वो आपका थ्योरेटिकल नहीं पूछते उतना, वो सिर्फ आपके बारे में पूछेंगे एंड आपके काम के बारे में. बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट एवरी इंटरव्यू सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है इंडेस. जो भी इंडेस है 100% पूछे ही जाएंगे, ठीक है? इंपॉर्टेंट इंडेस तो बिल्कुल ऐसे बिल्कुल पढ़ के ही जाना ढंग से, ठीक है? एंड कौन सा क्या इंडेस होता है वो शायद मैं पोस्ट में आगे लाऊं, अगर मेरे पास थोड़ा टाइम बचेगा तो आई विल मेक श्योर कि मैं उस पर भी एक पोस्ट लाऊं. बट या फॉर नाउ यू शैल प्रिपेयर इंडेस, प्रिपेयर करके जाना, वो पूछे ही जाएंगे. एंड उसके बेसिस पे दे जज यू. मतलब अगर आपने इंडेस नहीं बता पाया तो मतलब वो अफेक्ट करेगा. ऐसे नहीं होगा कि आपको नहीं आता तो चलेगा. दे एक्सपेक्ट यू कि यू नो इंडेस, क्योंकि जो भी आप बुक कीपिंग अकाउंटिंग करोगे वो आप उन इंडेस के बेसिस पे ही करोगे, राइट? तो दे वांट कि जो भी बंदा आ रहा है एटलीस्ट उसको अकाउंटिंग आती हो, उसको स्टैंडर्ड्स पता हो कि अप्लाई कैसे करना है, राइट? एंड वैकेंसीज भी इतनी ज्यादा नहीं निकलती, तो अगर उनको लेट सपोज 5 कैंडिडेट हायर करते हैं तो आई एम डैम श्योर कि 1000 लोगों में 5 लोगों ने तो पढ़ाई की होगी ढंग से, तो दे कैन गेट देयर, राइट? तो यू मस्ट प्रिपेयर फॉर इंडियस, ठीक है? फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकंड थिंग, जो हर इंटरव्यू में आपसे पूछा जाएगा, कहीं भी चले जाओ एंड दिस आई थिंक मतलब हर किसी में पूछा ही जाएगा, तो मेक श्योर कि आप इसको बहुत अच्छे से प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो. दैट इज योर आर्टिकलशिप एक्सपीरियंस. कि आपने 1.5 साल में किया गया है, आपने क्या सीखा है, किस एरिया पे काम किया है, एंड हाउ यू एडेड वैल्यू टू योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. अगर कोई ऐसी एंट्री थी, अगर कोई ऐसा एडजस्टमेंट था विच यू हाईलाइटेड टू सीनियर अथॉरिटीज कि यार तुम तो ये गलत करते हुए आ रहे हो, इसको ऐसे होना चाहिए था. एंड इफ यू हैव हाईलाइटेड दीज थिंग्स यू हैव टू से दीज थिंग्स इन योर इंटरव्यू. दे विल डेफिनेटली एड अ लॉट ऑफ वैल्यू एंड हो सकता है कि आपको उसी बेसिस पे सिलेक्शन भी हो जाए. तो मेक श्योर कि आप अपना आर्टिकलशिप एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अच्छे से बता रहे हो. अगर किसी का मिड साइज से है या बिग फोर से है, फर्क नहीं पड़ता. बिग फोर से है तो ठीक है, अच्छी बात है, तुम बताओगे, तुम्हारे पास 50 चीजें होंगी. बट मिड साइज से है, स्टिल यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स टू टेल. डोंट थिंक यार मैं तो मिड साइज से हूँ, मुझे नहीं लेंगे, बिग फोर को प्रेफर करेंगे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. यू आर फ्रॉम मिड साइज, स्मॉल साइज, बिग फोर, डजेंट मैटर बिल्कुल भी. अगर आप इंटरव्यू में बैठे हो, ऑल दैट इज मैटर आपको कितना आता है. आई हैव सीन केसेस जहां पर मिड साइज वाले बिग फोर वालों से के ऊपर सेलेक्ट किए जाते हैं, ठीक है? आई हैव फ्रेंड्स. तो इट्स ऑल दैट कि आपको कितना आता है, ठीक है? इफ यू आर सिटिंग इन एन इंटरव्यू, हो सकता है कि इंटरव्यू तक जाने तक बिग फोर वाले को शायद आपसे ज्यादा प्रेफरेंस मिल जाए. बट जितना मैंने देखा है कि इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग के लिए ये लोग ऐसा कुछ भेदभाव नहीं करते, एक्सेप्ट वन और फ्यू फर्म्स. जैसे आई टोल्ड यू ऑलरेडी, बीसीजी ओनली टेक रैंकर्स, वो नॉन रैंकर्स लेता ही नहीं है, एज फार एज आई नो. आई कैन बी रॉन्ग बट एज फार एज आई नो, ठीक है? So few firms can put their restrictions. Apart from that, even if you're from mid-size, you can get industrial training in Goldman Sachs, in JP Morgan, or anywhere else. It's just that you need how to present yourself and you need to know India's क्या है, कैसे है, और आपने काम क्या किया है, ठीक है? These two things are very important, right? Then apart from that is they will ask you something about SFM. SFM से related थोड़ा थोड़ा पूछ लेंगे, derivatives से related. Just make sure कि जो भी basic words, terminologies हैं that you know, ठीक है, in and out, क्योंकि वो पूछेंगे ही आपसे, ठीक है? Like I was also preparing for SFM, but luckily मेरे से नहीं पूछा गया क्योंकि मैंने अपना इंटरव्यू उसी डायरेक्शन में ड्राइव किया. सिंस मैं लाइक मैंने ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर करके रखा था, तो मैंने अपना इंटरव्यू उसी डायरेक्शन में ड्राइव किया, तो मेरे से नहीं पूछा उन्होंने एसएफएम में, क्योंकि मेरे पास बाकी चीजें बहुत सारी थी बताने के लिए, ठीक है? बट एक्सपेक्ट फ्यू क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम एसएफएम एज वेल. जो भी बेसिक्स होते हैं वो पढ़ लेना. फोर्थ थिंग इज, हाँ, फोर्थ थिंग इज, मेरे साथ ये आईटीसी के इंटरव्यू में हुआ था कि दे गिव मी एक्सेल असेसमेंट. मतलब उन्होंने मेरे को मेल किया एक एक्सेल का फाइल, जिसमें एक्सेल के कुछ तो उन्होंने 4-5 क्वेश्चंस पूछ रखे थे अलग अलग टाइप के. एंड दे आस्क्ड मी टू सॉल्व दैट विद इन 20 मिनट्स एंड देन लाइक टू सेंड देम दैट फाइल, ठीक है? तो एक्सेल पे भी कमांड रख के जाना, जो नॉर्मल वी लुकअप, पिवट जो भी होते हैं फॉर्मूलेस, वो पढ़ के जाना, ठीक है? मतलब हो सकता है पूछ ले, हो सकता है नहीं पूछे. मेरे से एक जगह पूछा गया था, तो आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग दैट, ठीक है? Then fifth thing is must read है, which I have noticed this ratios. जो भी like ratios वाला टॉपिक होता है एफएम का, मैंने बहुत जगह देखा है कि यार वो पूछा जा रहा है. मतलब रेशियोज क्या है, कि ये रेशियो का फॉर्मूला बताओ, कैसे डिराइव हुआ, इसका मतलब क्या है, ठीक है? जैसे डेट इक्विटी रेशियो है, पीई रेशियो है, तो दे लिटरली आस्क मी कि पीई रेशियो क्या है एंड हाउ मच डू यू नो अबाउट इट. तो यहाँ पर उनको फॉर्मूला भी जानना था एंड होता क्या उनको वो भी जानना था. मैंने यहाँ पर सिर्फ फॉर्मूला करके अगर बता दिया तो दे आस्क मी कि हाउ मच यू नो अबाउट इट. तुम्हें क्या पता है, ठीक है? तो मेक श्योर कि थोड़ा सा रेशियोज वाले पार्ट पे ध्यान देना, बिकॉज दे आस्क दिस, ठीक है? तो फॉर नाउ तो हाँ ठीक है, ये 5 चीजें हो गई। एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट वो जनरल क्वेश्चन आपसे करेंगे, विच आई थिंक सबको पता ही होगा कि क्यों ज्वाइन करना है, कहाँ ज्वाइन करना है, क्यों छोड़ना है पुराना फर्म, क्यों ज्वाइन करना है नया फर्म, ठीक है। वो 50 क्वेश्चन के, लाइक ट्रैवलिंग से ओके ओके नहीं हो, या फिर हाइब्रिड मोड चलेगा, वर्क फ्रॉम ऑफिस चलेगा। दीज आर वेरी जनरल क्वेश्चंस। लाइक अगर आप लोग मेरे से पहले से कनेक्टेड हो तो यू ऑल नो के मैंने ऑलरेडी ये सब शेयर कर रखा है, ठीक है। भाई एचआर और पार्टनर और क्वेश्चंस वो सारे आपसे पूछ सकते हैं, मतलब पूछेंगे ही, ठीक है, कि रिलोकेशन के लिए ओके ओके नहीं हो, या फिर वर्किंग आवर्स कितने आप मैनेज कर सकते हो, या फिर आपको ज्वाइन क्यों करना है, लाइक फर्म लीव्स कब देगी। दे विल आल्सो से दिस कि इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में सिर्फ 3 महीने की छुट्टी मिलेगी, आर यू ओके विद इट। तो ये सारी चीजें आपको पहले से ही आंसर अपना फ्रेम करके जाना है, क्योंकि ये सब पूछे ही जाएंगे आपसे, ठीक है। या सो आई थिंक ये 5 से 6 क्वेश्चंस अगर आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो तो मोर और लेस यू आर रेडी फॉर एन इंटरव्यू। आप बिल्कुल ही डीप में बताना है, दैट आई थिंक वो मैं अभी नहीं बता सकती, वो आई विल ईदर कवर थ्रू माय पोस्ट, या फिर कोई मेरे से 1 to 1 भी कनेक्ट कर सकता है। सो या बट हाँ, ये 6 पॉइंटर्स में इट कवर्स मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द थिंग्स।
Okay, great, Muskan. Now, one more thing I would like to ask, like many of the students have asked one question कि इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग पे जाने से पहले कितने सब्जेक्ट्स कवर करने चाहिए या फिर क्या क्या पढ़ा हुआ हो जाना चाहिए, वर्क स्टडी को कैसे बैलेंस करें. So I would like you to guide more on that.
Yeah, I hope so. I could have skipped this question, but ठीक है, मैं बता दे like I would tell. So see, as I said कि जितने एक सब्जेक्ट हो जाए वो अच्छी बात है, but let's suppose किसी के नहीं भी होते तो you don't need to worry about that, क्योंकि मतलब ठीक है यार, नहीं हुए तो नहीं हुए, हम आगे कर लेंगे, ठीक है। तो बट जस्ट मेक श्योर कि आपको एफआर अच्छे से आती है, क्योंकि वो आपसे इंडेक्स पूछेगा ही पूछेगा, दैट इज व्हाट आई मीन टू से। आपको एफआर नहीं आती, आपको अगर इंडेक्स आता है चलेगा, इंडियन साथ इंटरव्यू के लिए चलेगा, बाद में इट्स योर प्रॉब्लम कि आप कैसे कवर अप कर रहे हो 1 1.5 साल में। दैट्स योर प्रॉब्लम, दैट्स नॉट फर्म का प्रॉब्लम, राइट। बट फॉर इंटरव्यू आई कैन से अगर आप एफआर का इंडेक्स आपको आता है, इट्स लाइक यू आर गुड टू गो। एफआर एंड एसएफएम आर समथिंग जो आपसे पूछे ही जाएंगे, बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स इतना नहीं पूछते, ठीक है। एंड लेट्स सपोज किसी का ये दोनों सब्जेक्ट्स भी नहीं हुआ है, तब भी एज सच कोई इतना इशू नहीं है कि आप कर ही नहीं सकते। जस्ट मेक श्योर कि आप रिविजन वीडियो देख के या कैसे भी करके एटलीस्ट अपने कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर कर रहे हो, दैट्स इट।
Okay, great. And do you have any idea regarding the new schemes? जैसे अभी न्यू स्कीम में 2 ईयर की आर्टिकलशिप हो गई है, 1 ईयर आर्टिकलशिप, 1 ईयर इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग. So many of the people are asking in the chat box. So do you have any idea regarding that?
No, I don't have any idea because मैंने उस पर इतना ध्यान ही नहीं दिया, since that was not related to me, so I didn't put my head upon that. So मेरे को उसमें कोई आइडिया नहीं है।
Okay, great. Okay, again we have got a question from many of the students like कि अगर हम आर्टिकलशिप को ही कंटिन्यू करते हैं या फिर हम
हाँ,
इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग पे शिफ्ट होते हैं, सो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस, मतलब आर्टिकलशिप करके क्या हम गेन कर सकते हैं और क्या एक्स्ट्रा हम इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग करके गेन कर सकते हैं.
okay. So like let me just divide into 2 parts, pros and cons of doing industrial training, ठीक है। तो यार देखो वही बात है, लाइक बीइंग सो क्लियर, मैं साफ सीधी बात बोलती हूँ, ठीक है। मेरे को ऐसा कुछ इतना हाइप करके दिखाने की कोई नीड नहीं है कि इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग बहुत अच्छा है, सबको ज्वाइन करना ही चाहिए, इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग नहीं किया तो फर्म में कुछ सीखोगे नहीं। ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता, ये सब बकवास है, ठीक है। सो नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट प्रोस एंड कॉन्स। प्रॉस जो है इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग ज्वाइन करने के, तो फर्स्ट एंड इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज कि आपको एक इंडस्ट्री ज्वाइन करने का मौका मिलेगा इंस्टेड ऑफ फर्म। अभी तक आपने 1 1.5 साल फर्म में काम कर लिया, पार्ट फर्म में, नाउ यू विल बी ज्वाइनिंग इंडस्ट्री, जो इंडस्ट्री का वे ऑफ लाइक कल्चर है, जो इंडस्ट्री का कल्चर एनवायरनमेंट है, उससे आपको सीखने को मिलेगा बहुत कुछ। नॉट ओनली जस्ट आपके टेक्निकल पोर्शन, बट ऑल्सो योर पर्सनैलिटी, हाउ यू बिहेव, हाउ यू इम्प्रूव, लाइक हाउ यू टॉक। आपको यहाँ पर सीईओ, सीएफओ, सबसे एमडी, डायरेक्टर, वीपी, इन सबसे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा, जो इन लोगों ने अपने 15 20 सालों में सीखा है, जो ये इतना इंडस्ट्री को उतनी ऊपर तक लेके गए हैं, ठीक है। अगर आज रिलायंस में कोई इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग है एंड बाई चांस उसको मुकेश अंबानी से कुछ भी, अगर उसकी एक स्पीच भी सुनने का मौका मिलता है या सीखने को इंटरनली मिलता है कि हाँ हाउ ही गोज एंड उनके क्या मतलब उनका क्या रहता है तरीका किसी भी चीज को हैंडल करने का, तो वहां पे यू विल बी गेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल, गुड पीपल, जिनसे आप बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हो फॉर लाइफ, जिंदगी भर के लिए, कि चीजें कैसे चलनी चाहिए इन करियर, इन फ्यूचर, अगर आपको इंडस्ट्री में स्विच करना है तो। दैट्स द फर्स्ट थिंग। सेकंड थिंग इज थोड़ा सा हटके हो जाता है प्रोफाइल्स में बोलूंगी मैं, क्योंकि फर्म्स में देर आर मेजरली 2 प्रोफाइल्स, ऑडिट और टैक्स, ठीक है। इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में आपको अलग अलग बहुत सारी प्रोफाइल्स मिलेगी, एज आई सेड बिजनेस प्लानिंग, लाइक एफपीएनए में यू विल बी एनालाइजिंग बिजनेस का जो भी प्रोसेस है, बिजनेस के जो भी रिजल्ट्स है वो, ठीक है। अब मैनेजमेंट कंसल्टिंग इज वेरी गुड, वहां पर भी यू विल बी गेटिंग लाइक फ्रंट एंड, आपको पूरा काम मिलेगा कि कोई भी अगर प्रोजेक्ट है तो उसमें कंपनी को क्या करना चाहिए ताकि उसका कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव रहे एंड यूजर्स को बहुत पसंद आए। तो दैट इज समवेयर थोड़ा सा वो एनालिटिकल थिंकिंग ज्यादा होता है एज कम्पेयर टू कॉपी पेस्ट करना या सिर्फ रिटर्न फाइलें करना। दैट इज बिट मोर लाइक एनालिटिकल काम ज्यादा होता है इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में, आई वुड से, एज कम्पेयर टू फर्म्स, ठीक है। अब आपको प्रॉपर एक डिफरेंट फील्ड मिलेगा जहां पर आप एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हो कि वेदर ऑडिट और टैक्स इज फॉर यू और इंडस्ट्री इज फॉर यू, ठीक है। एंड नाउ द थर्ड थिंग, इंडस्ट्री का जो अच्छा है एज कम्पेयर टू फर्म्स, आई वुड से, सिंस मैंने भी लाइक टू टॉप ऑफ द फर्म्स के साथ काम किया, बिग फोर्स के साथ ही, जीटी और ईवाई, तो एज पर माई एक्सपीरियंस आई वुड से जो कल्चर गोल्डमैन सैक्स का है या आई वुड से किसी भी इंडस्ट्री का है, that is far far much better than any other big four firms or any other CA firms, I would say, ठीक है। क्योंकि यहाँ पर लोग, ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ आपको काम कराने के लिए मतलब कि बस उनका काम भी आप ही कर दो, ऐसा नहीं होता। यहाँ पर जो आपका काम है आप सिर्फ वही करोगे, अगर आपका 5 बजे खत्म हो गया आप जाओ घर, नोबडी विल आस्क यू टू सिट टिल 10 o'clock अगर आपका काम खत्म हो गया। अनलाइक फर्म्स, फर्म्स में ये होता है जितना काम करोगे और मिलेगा, राइट, सबको ही पता है। तो इंडस्ट्री में थोड़ा सा आई वुड से ट्रांसपेरेंसी बहुत ज्यादा है कि अगर कुछ काम है और आपको रिकॉग्निशन मिलेगा। फर्म्स में बहुत बार क्या होता है, सारा काम आर्टिकल्स करते हैं, ठीक है, उनके एग्जीक्यूटिव या उनके एएम्स पूरा क्रेडिट खा जाते हैं, राइट। मैनेजर्स को यही पता चलता है कि यार एएम ही पूरा काम कर रहा है, जबकि ऑन फ्लोर ऑन ग्राउंड आर्टिकल ने ही पूरा वर्क पेपर बनाया होता है, आर्टिकल ने ही पूरा काम किया होता है, क्योंकि वहां पर रिव्यू आपका एएम या फिर आपका सीनियर करा रहा होता है। बट इंडस्ट्री में ऐसा नहीं है, जो वर्क पेपर जो काम आप करोगे आप ही उसके लिए अकाउंटेबल हो, कुछ गलती हुई तो आपको ही वो पकड़ के मारेंगे या फिर आपको ही वो पकड़ के सुनाएंगे कि यार ये तुमने क्या कर दिया। एंड अगर कुछ आपने बहुत अच्छा किया है, अगर आपका कुछ काम अच्छा है तो वो डायरेक्टली आपको ही अप्रिशिएट करेंगे, आपको रिकॉग्नाइज करेंगे क्योंकि लाइक उसने इतना अच्छा काम करके दिया है। उसमें बीच में कोई ऐसा मिडिल मैन नहीं आएगा जो आपका रिकॉग्निशन ले जाए। तो ये बहुत सारी अच्छी अच्छी चीजें हैं जो इंडस्ट्री में आपको एक्सप्लोर करने का मौका मिलेगा। बाकी आई वुड से स्टाइपेंड थोड़ी सी ज्यादा मिलती है फर्म्स के अकॉर्डिंग, ठीक है, तो दैट्स आल्सो अ फैक्टर कि आपको लाइक अच्छा काम करने के साथ साथ आपको अच्छा अमाउंट भी मिलेगा जिससे आप अपनी लाइक जो भी आपको खरीदना है वो खरीद सकते हो। नाउ these are were the benefits for joining industrial training. Now when I talk about another side, like cons of joining industrial training is majority of the industrial training gives exam is for only 3 months, right? And जो किसी भी सीए फर्म्स में लाइक बिग फोर्स में, मेरे को अगर मैं ईवाई में रहती तो बिग फोर्स में देगी 5 to 6 months का लीव, प्रॉपर लीव, ठीक है। एंड दैट इज पेड लीव, लाइक ऑफिस भी नहीं आना है ना आपको, लाइक स्टाइपेंड आपको मिलती रहेगी, ठीक है। तो बिग फोर्स में देगी 5 to 6 months ऑफ पेड लीव, एग्जाम लीव्स, बट इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में जस्ट 3 months, मेजोरिटी ऑफ द इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में 3 महीने का ही मिलता है। एंड बाकी भी फर्म्स जितनी भी होती है सब 4 से 5 महीने, वही जो 5 से 6 महीने सभी छुट्टी देते हैं। तो यहाँ पर आपको थोड़ा सा छुट्टी कम मिलेगा, 3 महीने का ही मिलेगा, दैट्स वन थिंग, ठीक है। देन सेकंड थिंग इज कि सिंस आपने 1 1.5 साल काम कर लिया है, आपको उस काम में कंफर्ट आ जाता है कि अच्छा ऑडिट कैसे होता है, कैश एंड बैंक का कैसे होता है, एक्सपेंसेस का कैसे होता है। जब आपको कंफर्ट आ जाता है फिर आप एग्जाम के 1 साल पहले अपना पूरा फील्ड चेंज कर देते हो, प्लेस चेंज कर देते हो, लोग आपके बदल गए, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बदल गए, जो भी कंफर्ट जोन होता है वो आपको पूरा बुरी तरीके से हिल जाता है, राइट, सिर्फ 1 साल पहले, क्योंकि आपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चेंज कर दिया, आपने जगह चेंज कर दी, बेसिकली यू चेंज एवरीथिंग, राइट, इन विच यू वॉज कंफर्टेबल। तो कहीं ना कहीं उसमें चैलेंजेस होते हैं लोगों को, लाइक कॉर्पोरेट करने में या फिर थोड़ा सा एडजस्ट करने में, नई जगह से, नए काम से, नए कल्चर, नए लोगों से। तो वो एक प्रॉब्लम होता है, काफी सारे लोगों को होते हुए मैंने देखा है खुद भी। तो दैट्स ऑल्सो वन थिंग, क्योंकि 1 1.5 साल में आप काफी ज्यादा कंफर्ट, आप हाथ बैठ चुका होता है कि अच्छा ये पर्टिकुलर वर्क पेपर है तो ये ऐसे ही बनेगा। और आप इफ यू आर गोइंग टू अनदर प्लेस, न्यू प्लेस, तो वहां पर आपको स्क्रैच से ही सब कुछ शुरू करना पड़ेगा। दैट्स ऑल्सो अ थिंग विच यू शुड कंसिडर, ठीक है। तो एज सच और दूसरा कोई कॉन्स तो मुझे नहीं दिखाई दे रहा। दीज वर द ओनली 2 कॉन्स व्हिच आई वाज कंसीडरिंग एट माय टाइम। एंड आल्सो yeah, and also one more benefit which you will be having in industrial training is, which I personally feel is, weekends आपके ऑफ होते हैं, अनलाइक सीए फर्म जहाँ पर वीकेंड्स भी बुला लिए, संडे भी कुछ नहीं है, आ जाओ काम कर लो, ऐसे नहीं होता है। यहाँ पर वीकेंड्स आपके मोस्टली ऑफ होते हैं, कभी बुला लिया तो बुला लिया, बट मोस्टली यू विल गेट ऑफ वीकेंड्स, अनलाइक सीए फर्म्स जहाँ पर वीकेंड्स पे भी काम चलते हैं। So yeah, these were the pros and cons of joining industrial training, according to me. अलग अलग लोगों का अलग अलग ओपिनियन हो सकता है, but this was from my end. Yeah.
Okay. So Muskan, one question is popping in the chat box, like attempts matter करते हैं क्या industrial training के interviews के लिए? So
Okay.
आपको मतलब कुछ ऐसा idea?
So I personally feel if you talk me about आर्टिकलशिप में डेफिनेटली करते हैं, बट इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में नहीं करते बिल्कुल भी मैटर। मैंने नहीं देखा कहीं पर भी कि अटेम्प्ट्स के चक्कर में किसी का सीवी रिजेक्ट हो रहा है, बिकॉज इवेंचुअली वो अब चीज हो चुकी है, राइट? अब 1.5 साल आपने आर्टिकलशिप कर भी लिए कहीं से, नाउ दे ओनली वांट टू टेस्ट यू इज कि आपको कितना आता है। दे वोंट टेस्ट यू ऑन द बेसिस कि आपके कितने अटेम्प्ट लगे हैं। तो आई गेस ये क्वेश्चन नहीं बनता बिल्कुल भी कि उससे कुछ भी अफेक्ट करेगा। मैंने नहीं देखा, मोस्टली आई डोंट थिंक सो इट अफेक्ट्स अ लॉट। So, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So this were the set of questions from my side. Now, all the platform is open towards the audience. मतलब अब आप interact कर सकते हैं. You could raise your hands, and one by one we will be giving you the chance of interacting with Muskan and asking and clearing all your doubts. Okay. Yes. I think Shami, you could go first.
Yeah, hi. Can you all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hi Shalini, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much, Muskan, for such an interactive session and informative as well. So my, very important question is, my firm does not allow for an 18 months industrial training. So what it said is during the interview itself, ki go after 24 months, that is after 2 years. So and looking at the big corporates like Goldman Sachs, JP, Morgan Stanley, maybe Amazon and Flipkart as well, they all, in the while providing taking out all these posts as well, they clearly mention 15 to 18 months should be the availability of an article. So I just want to ask, do we stand to lose a chance, because most of the corporates don't prefer 12 months, but I personally really want to go for industrial training. So how this 12 months, which companies do provide 12 months article industrial training?
Yeah, so I got your question and it's like very genuine and valid question. So, let's see, Shami, when I was looking through various companies का job descriptions या जो भी openings थे, तो I have came across many vacancies जहाँ पर 12 to 18 months लिखा था JD में कि अगर 12 से 18 महीने का है तो you can apply. So now in your case, आई वुड से हाँ, ये प्रॉब्लम तो है थोड़ा सा कि आप 15 महीने के बाद नहीं अप्लाई कर सकते। तो 2-3 चीजें ही आप सिर्फ कर सकते हो। फर्स्ट थिंग, ट्राई कन्विंसिंग योर फर्म, अगर वो मान जाए तो। नहीं मानते तो ट्राई लुकिंग फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग इन दोस फर्म जहाँ पर 12 महीने का अलाउड होता है। एंड आपको लाइक जो भी जॉब ओपनिंग्स आती है उसमें वो खुद ही बता देते हैं कि 12 से 18 महीने का होता है। मैंने देखा है काफी जगह पर लेते हैं। अभी मेरे को ऐसे याद नहीं आ रहा एग्जैक्टली, बट आई हैव सीन दिस इन 4 to 5 ऑफ द कंपनीज, गुड कंपनीज, ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई छोटा मोटा। इन 4 to 5 कंपनीज आई हैव सीन दिस कि वो इसका भी ओपनिंग्स निकालते हैं। ठीक है, so you can apply in that. And third thing which I would say which you must follow right now is कि as I said कि इतना कुछ important या it like see it is not a necessity to कि सारे अगर 1 लाख बच्चे सीए कर रहे हैं तो 1 लाख बच्चे इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग ज्वाइन कर ले। सबकी अपनी अपनी कंडीशंस होती है, सबके अपने अपने सर्कमस्टेंसेस होते हैं। आई थिंक यू मस्ट डू अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट। अगर आपके केस में ये प्रॉब्लम आ रही है कि 24 महीने बाद ही आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हो, तो अगर if I would suggest you as a senior, which I would say कि ड्रॉप द प्लान फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग एज ऑफ नाउ, क्योंकि 1 साल बहुत ज्यादा आपके लिए पर्सनली बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा कि आपको अगर एग्जाम भी लिखना है, फिर आप नई जगह जाओगे, आप वहां पर सीखोगे काम एंड थोड़ा सा आप कॉर्पोरेट लाइक अपने आप को बेसिकली एडजस्ट करोगे एंड उसके बाद भी आपको 3 महीने ही छुट्टी मिलेगी। बेटर जिस फर्म में आप हो, अगर अगर वो आपको 5 से 6 महीने की छुट्टी दे रहे हैं तो वहीं पर स्टे करके एटलीस्ट एक बार एग्जाम्स क्लियर करो एंड उसके बाद यू ट्राई टू इंडस्ट्री, राइट? क्योंकि इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में बहुत सारी चीजें रहेगी एज आई सेड के काफी आपको शुरू से ही शुरू करना पड़ेगा। तो आई थिंक दैट विल बी अ चैलेंज फॉर यू। अगर तो आप अटेम्प्ट डिफर करना चाह रहे हो तो यू मस्ट ट्राई, तो कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं है। बट इफ यू आर कंसिडरिंग कि आपको सेम अटेम्प्ट में देना है तो आई वुड से कि लाइक थोड़ा सा इजी रखो इसको एंड पढ़ाई पे ज्यादा फोकस करो वैसा।
Right, thank you. Okay, just one more question. Does Goldman allow 12 months industrial training program?
नो,
Because
आई
it's I
हैवंट
think
कम
15
अक्रॉस
to
राइट
18,
नाउ।
right?
नो नो, गोल्डमैन मैंने नहीं देखा अभी
Okay.
तक, तो ये हाँ हमारा नहीं है।
Okay, I think Harshit, you could ask your question.
Yeah, hi Muskan.
Hi,
So I want to ask if the work that you do in industrial training is a repetitive task, something, or do you get to do something new every day, or maybe after a few months, few weeks, you get to do something new, something exciting?
सो हर्षित, इट विल कम्प्लीटली डिपेंड कि आप कौन सा इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग ज्वाइन कर रहे हो, कौन सा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ज्वाइन कर रहे हो एंड क्या प्रोफाइल ज्वाइन कर रहे हो। अगर आप अमेजोन ज्वाइन करते हो तो आपको मोर और लेस हर दिन कुछ ना कुछ नया करने को मिलेगा। अगर आप बार्कलेज ज्वाइन या HSBC ज्वाइन कर रहे हो तो आपको हर दिन वही रिपीटेटिव ही मिलेगा कि सेम कॉपी पेस्ट, मतलब सेम प्रोसेस है। अगर आप गोल्डमैन सैक्स या JP मॉर्गन ज्वाइन कर रहे हो तो आपको कुछ महीनों तक रिपीटेटिव मिलेगा, उसके बाद हो सकता है कि कुछ नया सीखने को मिल जाए। तो इट विल कम्प्लीटली डिपेंड कि आप कौन सा प्रोफाइल ज्वाइन कर रहे हो। तो अगर आपको ऐसा है कि मुझे नया चाहिए हर, तो आप थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिकल इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग्स में ज्यादा जाओ, जो कि आपको जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन पढ़ के समझ में आ जाएगा, या आपके कुछ फ्रेंड्स है, यू कैन टॉक टू देम। तो या, तो जितना आप एनालिसिस वाले काम में जाओगे तो दैट, सी द थिंग इज, अब जैसे आदित्य बिरला ग्रुप है, ठीक है, उसका जो इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग है वो बहुत अच्छा है, उसका प्रोफाइल बहुत अच्छा है, बट पीपल डोंट गो टू ABG। वाई? बिकॉज एक तो वो मुंबई में ही सिर्फ ऑफर करता है एंड मुंबई का कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग बहुत ज्यादा है, राइट, बहुत ज्यादा। एंड उसका स्टाइपेंड सिर्फ 30,000 है। तो नो मैटर उसका काम कितना भी अच्छा है, पीपल रेजिस्ट गोइंग टू ABG, क्योंकि वही बात है कि एक तो मुंबई जाना पड़ेगा एंड उसका भी कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग इतना ज्यादा है, उसमें 30,000 में मैनेज बहुत मुश्किल है होना। तो कहीं ना कहीं लोग बैक ऑफ करते हैं जाने का। बट अगर आपका कोई भी फाइनेंशियल इश्यूज नहीं है एंड आपको काम सीखना है, तो ऐसे कुछ प्रोफाइल्स होते हैं जैसे ABG, आदित्य बिरला ग्रुप का प्रोफाइल हो गया, ये बहुत सारे अच्छे इंडस्ट्रीज में भी मिलता है, आप उनमें जा सकते हो। बट आपको ये है थोड़ा सा कि यार चलो ठीक है, 1-1.5 साल बचा है, जैसा काम मिलेगा कर लूंगा, रिपीटेटिव होगा तो अच्छी बात है थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि मुझे ज्यादा दिमाग नहीं लगाना पड़ेगा 1-1.5 साल के लिए। या मतलब सीखूंगा भी, बट इतना भी नहीं चाहिए कि डेली डेली इतना दिमाग लगा लूं कि मेरा पढ़ाई छूट जाए। तो अगर आप, इट विल कम्प्लीटली डिपेंड कि आपका कैसा थॉट प्रोसेस है। अगर क्योंकि सी रिपीटेटिव में कहीं ना कहीं वो चीज तो हो जाती है कि आपका कंफर्ट आ जाता है, तो नेक्स्ट बार आपको जो काम आपको पहले ज्यादा टाइम के लिए लग रहा था, आप वो कम टाइम में कर पाते हो, राइट। तो कहीं ना कहीं उससे आपका
राइट।
टाइम सेव होता ही है, ठीक है। तो ये सारे फैक्टर्स लोग कंसिडर करते हैं। तो अगर आपको ऐसा है कि नहीं ठीक है, 1-1.5 साल की बात है, मैं जैसा भी काम है सीख लूंगा, कि क्या ही रिपीटेटिव हो जाएगा, क्योंकि 1 साल में तो आपको कुछ भी अगर रिपीटेटिव भी होगा तब भी आपको सब कुछ नया ही लगेगा, बिकॉज एवरी डे यू विल बी लर्निंग समथिंग न्यू। ठीक है, एक पॉइंट के बाद ही ऐसा होता है कि यार ये सब तो मैंने कर लिया, अब मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि तब तक फर्स्ट टाइम तो आपके लिए सब कुछ नया ही रहेगा, राइट। तो
राइट।
या, अगर आपको थोड़ा एनालिसिस वाला ज्यादा पसंद है तो चूज योर इंडस्ट्रीज अकॉर्डिंगली। लाइक हर टाइप का अवेलेबल है मार्केट में, जो भी आपको पसंद आए उस अकॉर्डिंग यू कैन अप्लाई एंड यू कैन ज्वाइन।
Thank you, Muskan. Another question is, do we have to compulsorily complete one or both of advanced ITT and MCS for joining industrial training?
नो, नॉट एज सच कंपल्सरली, बट कुछ कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज ऐसा अपना क्राइटेरिया रख देते हैं, तो उनके केस में देखना पड़ेगा। बट हाँ, ऐसा कुछ कंपल्शन नहीं है कि आपको करना ही पड़ेगा ऐसा।
Thank you, Muskan.
या, थैंक्स। आई थिंक पूर्वा वाज आल्सो ट्राइंग टू से समथिंग, एंड देन शालिनी वाज आल्सो ट्राइंग टू से समथिंग।
Hi, Muskan.
हाय, हाउ आर यू?
I'm good. Muskan, actually the question is, जो extension होता है, basically articleship period में हमको लगता है most of the students को, तो वो industrial training में भी apply होता है, like we need to serve there also.
मतलब आई डिडंट गेट योर क्वेश्चन, सॉरी।
Actually, see, वो जो limited numbers of जो leaves हमें देते हैं, उसके आगे जो हम leaves लेते हैं, तो we have to serve more to our firms, right? सो इन केस अगर मेरे को पता है कि मेरा एक्सटेंशन लग सकता है फॉर्म में, बट आई एम गोइंग फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग, तो इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में भी हमको वो एक्सटेंशन अप्लाई होता
देना
है।
पड़ेगा, राइट, करना पड़ेगा वो तो।
ओके, थैंक यू।
Okay, we'll go with you, Shalini.
या,
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Hello.
Muskan, your microphone is on.
हेलो।
Hello,
Yeah,
ma'am.
I
Good
was saying,
evening. How are you?
yeah, I was saying good evening, how are you?
I am fine, ma'am. You say.
नो मैम, मुस्कान ठीक है। हेलो।
Ma'am, I have one question. As per the new policy, means ICI has made the new policy. When should I apply for the article? Means industrial training. Means after 1 year, yeah, after 15 months. I'm confused between that.
Okay, so I think you shall apply after 1 year.
Means after completing the articleship period of 1 year.
Yeah, right.
Ma'am, if the students having interest in finance and investment, then which company or which company?
Yeah. So see, I would say this के interest बहुत ज़्यादा होता है students का, but getting into those firms is very difficult क्योंकि वो वैकेंसीज बहुत कम निकालते हैं, एंड अगर निकालते भी है तो उनका स्टाइपेंड इतना कम होता है कि लोग जाना नहीं चाहते। एक साइड गोल्डमैन का कुछ लाइक सपोज एक्स अमाउंट मिल रहा है, एंड एक साइड उन अच्छी इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग फर्म्स का X/5 मिल रहा है, तो चाह कर भी स्टूडेंट्स नहीं जाना चाहते। ठीक है, दैट्स थिंग। तो नाउ जस्ट टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन, आई थिंक फिर आपको आर्टिकलशिप भी वैल्यूएशंस में करना चाहिए। वैल्यूएशंस में कर लो, मर्जर्स एंड एक्विजिशंस में कर लो। नाउ टू नेम अ फ्यू फर्म, अब एक फिनबॉक्स करके फर्म है, दैट इज टॉप 20 फर्म। अगेन आपको वो बिग 4 वाला ब्रांड नहीं मिलेगा, बट अगर आपको बेसिकली फाइनेंस में ही जाना है, काम सीखना है, एक फिनबॉक्स करके फर्म है, एंड देयर आर अदर फ्यू फर्म्स आल्सो जो कि फाइनेंस में देते हैं काम। ठीक है, एंड इफ आई टॉक अबाउट इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग, यू कैन ज्वाइन लाइक मोतीलाल ओसवाल। आई थिंक वन ऑफ द स्पीकर इज फ्रॉम मोतीलाल ओसवाल, प्रसन्ना, ही इज फ्रॉम दैट फर्म, एंड उनका भी प्रॉपर प्राइवेट इक्विटी इसका उसका आई थिंक फ्रंट एंड, आई एम नॉट श्योर क्योंकि मैंने बात नहीं की, बट जितना मेरे को पता है उन लोगों का फ्रंट एंड होता है क्योंकि उन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस का काम ही वही है। ठीक है, उसका काम ही वही है कि प्राइवेट इक्विटी मैनेज करना, फंड्स मैनेज करना। तो आई एम नॉट श्योर कि उसका कितना प्रॉपर फाइनेंस है कितना नहीं, वो वही ज्यादा अच्छे से बता पाएगा, बट एज फार एज आई नो उनका काम इस कोर फाइनेंस जिसको बोलते हैं उससे ही रिलेटेड है। तो अगेन यू हैव टू लाइक सी कि आपको ब्रांड की तरफ जाना है, आपको अपना कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग देखना है, या आपको काम देखना है। अगर आपको काम देखना है तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको ब्रांड से सेक्रीफाइस करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अगर गोल्डमैन जैसी ब्रांड में आप चाहो कि आपको फ्रंट एंड मिल रहा है तो वो नहीं मिल सकता। तो उसके लिए फिर आपको मोतीलाल ओसवाल पे ही जाना पड़ेगा इफ यू वांट टू लर्न दैट वर्क, राइट? सो या दैट्स द थिंग। एंड ऑल्सो सेम विद आर्टिकलशिप ऑल्सो, कि अगर आप चाहो कि आपको ईवाई में वैल्यूएशंस मिल जाए तो बहुत मुश्किल है, नहीं मिलेगा वो, तो उसके लिए आपको फिर फिनबॉक्स में ही जाना पड़ेगा। तो इट विल कंप्लीटली डिपेंड कि आपका इंटरेस्ट क्या है एंड व्हाट आर योर प्रायोरिटीज। एंड लाइक मोर अबाउट दिस फर्म्स वाला पार्ट, आई थिंक इतना मेरे को भी नहीं आइडिया, मेरे को 2 ही फर्म्स का नाम पता था व्हिच आई टोल्ड यू, दैट्स इट।
Okay.
I
So
hope this
I
cleared the
think
question.
yeah.
Yeah, you are saying something. I think Shalini is saying something. You are muted. Hello. Yes.
Ma'am, if we want to meet you, then how we will meet, ma'am?
यार कभी भी आ जाओ। would be happy to meet you all. या कहाँ रहते हो आप, दिल्ली, गुड़गांव या कहाँ? She is mute again, I guess. या
Gurgaon, ma'am.
गुड़गांव। यार तो ना आपको ना मुझे आप सिर्फ 3 महीने लेट हो गए, क्योंकि 3 महीने पहले तक आई वाज इन गुड़गांव। राइट नाउ आई एम इन बेंगलुरु। तो कोई है बेंगलोर से यहाँ पर, वी कैन प्लान सम मीटअप एंड ऑल। तो अगर आप 3 महीने पहले बोलते ये चीज तो गुड़गांव में हम डेफिनेटली मिलते।
I'm unlucky, ma'am. Later we
No,
will meet.
nothing like that. Whenever I will be visiting the Gurgaon and Delhi next, I would be organizing a meetup for you all. तो वहाँ let's meet, let's catch up and let's have some great discussions. So yeah, कोई बेंगलोर से है क्या यार? बस ऐसे out of curiosity, you can write in chat box और जैसे भी emoji या कुछ भी react करके बता दो। I guess mostly people are from Gurgaon only. So yeah, ठीक है, कोई नहीं, करते हैं मीटअप प्लान, मिलते हैं बहुत जल्द सबसे गुड़गांव आके और दिल्ली आके।
Thank you so much, Muskan, ma'am, to sharing
Yeah,
this all things.
thanks a lot, all the best.
Yes.
I
Thank you,
think
ma'am.
Ahmad is, yeah, Ahmad is saying something.
Hi Muskan. So good evening.
Yes, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. And how about you?
Great, doing great.
Yeah. So this question is basically, with respect to the post-qualification opportunities.
Okay,
Because I'm working in industrial training in finance domain of Amazon, and
okay.
after qualifying CA, will there be any kind of risk? I will be getting the same domain or not, right? Because if you are in
Okay.
audit I mean in articleship, after post qualification you have a lot of opportunities, whether in
Yeah,
big
right,
four, in
right.
kind of
Huh.
other size firms. And one
Right.
more thing with it's the same alignment of question. So the monetary variations, right? Let's suppose if you are at Big Four post qualification, you will be having an average CTC of, let's suppose, 10 to 11 lakhs, right? So in the domain, whether we will see any kind of variation as well in this monetary value.
Okay. So, just to answer your question, I guess आपका question मतलब in general terms I would answer, ठीक है? तो the thing is which I would like to say to you all is कि अगर आप कोई भी CA फर्म में आर्टिकलशिप कर रहे हो and after that post qualification आप किसी भी इंडस्ट्री में अप्लाई कर रहे हो, तो आपके लिए थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट होगा टू स्विच इनटू इंडस्ट्री एज कम्पेयर टू द पर्सन जिसने ऑलरेडी 1-1.5 साल की इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग कर रखी है। मतलब अगर आप 1-1.5 साल की इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हो तो आपके दोनों डोर्स आपके लिए ओपन हो गए। बिग फोर्स हो गया, जितने भी सीए फर्म्स हैं वो हमेशा आपके लिए दरवाजा खोले ही रखेंगे हमेशा, क्योंकि ऑडिट में कुछ ऐसा काम नहीं है कि जो आप कभी सीख नहीं सकते। 1 साल में आप बहुत अच्छे से पूरा ऑडिट, मतलब नॉट पूरा बट आप सीख सकते हो काम। उसमें कुछ ऐसा नहीं है कि आपका कुछ प्रायर बैकग्राउंड होना चाहिए। टैक्स का भी सेम, थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा बट आप सीख सकते हो। तो ऑल द सीए फर्म्स वुड हायर यू एट एनी इंस्टेंस, लाइक एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम दे विल हायर यू, ठीक है। आपके पास नो मैटर ऑडिट का एक्सपीरियंस है नहीं है, पोस्ट क्वालिफिकेशन यू कैन अप्लाई एंड आपको मोस्ट प्रोबेबली मिल ही जाएगा। बट इट्स नॉट द केस विद इंडस्ट्रीज, बिकॉज इंडस्ट्री में वैकेंसीज ही बहुत कम आती है। तो दे प्रेफर के जो जिस बंदे को ऑलरेडी एक इंडस्ट्री में एक्सपीरियंस है वही पर्सन आ जाए, राइट। तो इट्स ऑलवेज विन विन सिचुएशन। अगर आप एक इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग ज्वाइन करते हो तो आपके दोनों डोर्स ओपन हो जाते हैं। सीए फर्म्स तो ले ही लेंगे आपको, प्लस आपको इंडस्ट्री वाले फर्म्स भी प्रेफर करेंगे एज कम्पेयर टू दोज कैंडिडेट्स जिन्होंने इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग नहीं की, क्योंकि उनको भी पता है इसने 1-1.5 साल काम किया इंडस्ट्री में, इसको पता है कल्चर, इसको पता है काम क्या है, एंड दे विल डेफिनेटली कंसिडर यू, ठीक है। एंड ऑल्सो द थिंग यू सेड के लाइक कैसे क्या प्रेफरेंस रखते हैं, सी इट विल टोटली डिपेंड के आपने किस डोमेन में की है अपनी इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग। लेट्स सपोज आपने गोल्डमैन में की है तो फॉर श्योर पोस्ट क्वालिफिकेशन जेपी मॉर्गन आपको लेने के लिए बैठा होगा फॉर श्योर। मतलब दे विल गिव यू एटलीस्ट अ ट्राई फॉर अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर इंटरव्यू। ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि गोल्डमैन का बंदा जेपी मॉर्गन में अप्लाई करे एंड वो इंटरव्यू ना ले, ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता। मतलब होने को तो कुछ भी हो सकता है बट 90% ऑफ द टाइम्स इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल, बिकॉज वही बात होगी अगर ईवाई वाला इंसान डिलॉयट में अप्लाई कर रहा है तो हाईली चांसेस यार उसको ले ही लेंगे, बिकॉज दे आल्सो नो मोर और लेस काम सेम ही है, ठीक है। तो दैट्स द थिंग। अगर आप लेट्स सपोज Amazon ज्वाइन कर रहे हो तो पोस्ट क्वालिफिकेशन Amazon डेफिनेटली आपको कंसिडर करेगा एज कम्पेयर टू अदर पीपल, क्योंकि उनको पता है कि आपने 1-1.5 साल Amazon में काम किया है, आपको वो एक्सपीरियंस है। तो इट विल ऑल लाइक इट विल टोटली डिपेंड कि आप कौन से प्रोफाइल में जा रहे हो। अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग कंट्रोलर्स या कुछ ऐसे प्रोफाइल्स में जा रहे हो, पोस्ट क्वालिफिकेशन वैसी कंपनीज आपको हमेशा प्रेफर करेंगी बिकॉज दे नो कि आपने वो काम किया हुआ है। And I think इस पे साई, like we have another guest speaker, Sai Charan. He has already worked with I think Standard Chartered Bank after qualification, and उन्होंने अपनी industrial training भी किसी अच्छी जगह से ही की थी, I guess IOCL से ही की थी। तो I guess in his session he will be able to guide you more कि कैसे क्या post qualification रहता है, ठीक है। So yeah, but हाँ यही है, अगर सेम प्रोफाइल में कर रहे हो तो आपको आफ्टर क्वालिफिकेशन उस प्रोफाइल में डेफिनेटली अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगी। आई थिंक दैट आंसर्स योर क्वेश्चन, या कुछ और भी रहता है?
Can you put a light on this monetary terms I mean post qualification
terms I also don't know, ठीक है, क्योंकि मैंने भी नहीं पूछा किसी से। तो आई गेस द पर्सन्स हु आर वर्किंग इनसाइड देयर दे विल बी एबल टू गाइड यू बेटर ऑन दैट, बिकॉज अभी मैं ऐसे कोई भी फिगर नहीं ले सकती बिकॉज मेरे को भी नहीं पता। आई नेवर सर्च, लाइक आई नेवर पुट माय हेड अपॉन दैट, दैट्स व्हाई।
Thank you, Muskan. It was a wonderful
Thanks a
session.
lot. Yeah, thanks
Hi
a lot.
Muskan. Hi Muskan.
Yeah,
Ashwini
hi.
this side.
Hi Ashwini.
So Muskan, that's a coincidence. अभी आपने वैल्यूएशन की बात की, मैं अभी वैल्यूएशंस में ही कर रहा हूँ आर्टिकलशिप इन अ मिड साइज फर्म।
Okay.
तो इन मिड साइज फर्म में अभी मुझे डेली स्टार्टअप्स वगैरह के बारे में पढ़ना पड़ता है और हमारे स्टार्टअप्स ही मेन क्लाइंट है। तो इन फ्यूचर मैं चाहता हूँ, मतलब मेरे को किस डोमेन में करनी चाहिए लाइक इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग। अभी मैं वैल्यूएशंस पे कर रहा हूँ तो स्पेसिफिकली।
ठीक है, सो आई गेस आपके लिए प्रसन्ना वुड बी द परफेक्ट स्पीकर टू टॉक अपॉन, क्योंकि उनका भी काम मोर और लेस वही है जो आप कर रहे हो। मतलब आई डोंट नो क्योंकि मेरे उससे बात नहीं हुई, बट जितना मेरे को पता है मोतीलाल ओसवाल जो प्रोफाइल ऑफर करता है, दैट इज प्राइवेट इक्विटी, फंडिंग, इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग, कोर इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग, कोर फाइनेंस। आई गेस आपको उसमें ही करना चाहिए अगर आपको इस काम में मजा आ रहा है तो you should go with the domain and not with the firm। मतलब अब इसमें ये मत देखना कि बगल वाला जेपी मॉर्गन ज्वाइन कर रहा है तो मैं मोतीलाल ओसवाल क्यों करूं, ठीक है, बिकॉज
Yes.
उसका इंटरेस्ट हो सकता है, उसका इंटरेस्ट दूसरी चीजों में ज्यादा हो। आपका इंटरेस्ट अगर प्राइवेट इक्विटी में है तो ठीक है, गो फॉर द फर्म जहां पर आपको वो काम सीखने को मिले। अब क्या क्या फर्म्स हो सकती हैं वो आपको ही सर्च करना पड़ेगा, लिंक्डइन पे ढूंढो, लोगों से बात करो, क्योंकि मेरा कोई ऐसा इंटरेस्ट था नहीं मेजरली कि मेरे को फंड्स देखने या मेरे को प्रॉपर अपना ट्रेडिंग करनी है। आई डोंट इन्वेस्ट इन स्टॉक मार्केट एंड ऑल, मेरे को नहीं उन सब में इतना इंटरेस्ट है। तो मैंने उधर पे उतना रिसर्च नहीं किया कि प्राइवेट इक्विटी क्या होता है, कैसे फंड्स चलता है, क्या वो। तो अगर आपका इंटरेस्ट है, यू मस्ट डेफिनेटली रिसर्च ऑन दैट।
Okay, thank you so much.
या
Okay, guys.
Thanks.
So due to time crunch, I'm not able to take anyone to please matlab, interact with Muskan. So I request you all कि you can meet her on her one-on-one video call meet. I think Muskan will be happy to guide you there.
या श्योर, फॉर श्योर।
Yeah.
एंड आपकी जो भी कमेंट्स फीडबैक्स है तो यार डीएम्स भर दो, जो भी चैट बॉक्स है, बताओ कैसा लगा सेशन। तो या दैट्स ऑल, एंड आई
Okay.
होप दिस 1 hour was
Yeah.
effective for you and I was able to add some value। मैं थोड़ा सा फास्ट बोली क्योंकि मुझे इतना सब कवर करना था, ठीक है। अगर मैं थोड़ा स्लो बोलती तो मैं शायद 4 चीजें नहीं बता पाती। सो या
Thank you so much, Muskan, for joining here and throwing such important light. मतलब इतना important topic है ये industrial training का, entire career opportunity या entire future हमारा depend करता है। So thank you so much for guiding. I thank you on behalf of the entire team, My Student Club. Thank you so much.
yeah, thanks for having me। I also like the session, I like the crowd। and अभी I guess हमने ज्वाइन 253 लोगों से किया था and अभी भी 200 लोग हैं, so that's a very good thing and I'm feeling very good after talking with you all। yeah, that's all।
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, all the best।
Yeah, so we have our another speaker with us. He's a chartered accountant, having All India rank 7 in CA final examination. He has completed his articleship from ENY, and he is the one of the first industrial trainee to join BCG management consulting team and has been awarded with the PPO thereafter. So he's none other than Harsh Patel. Harsh, are you there?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for this warm welcome.
Hello, Harsh.
Harsh, welcome.
Yeah, hi Shrishti, hi Purva.
Hi. Like, it seems like the time flew so fast. We had yet another session with you. So thank you so much for joining us again. And guys, it would be a wonderful session. So stay tuned. We are having much more speakers ahead. Okay, yes. So let's moving forward towards the topic of industrial training. I would firstly like to ask, what fascinated you to choose consulting for your industrial training, and what exactly was your role at BCG?
So, funny story. I actually didn't want to pursue industrial. So, very frankly speaking, I was at EY. I was in a very good place. It was, I guess, around January or February, and my exams were coming up in November 22. Yeah. So I was very hell-bent on giving my exams in November. I also wanted to appear with all my strength, and I had also convinced my manager to give me few extra months of leave. And it so happened that one of my friends who was also from EY, so he told me that BCG has now started hiring industrials, and it was the very first time. And just to take the taste of that interview, I had applied, and incidentally, I also got selected. And even after getting shortlisted, I wasn't very sure whether I wanted to go do it or not. But after that, after their basically pre-interview talk, I was pretty much convinced because of a lot of factors. And then I, appeared for the interview and fortunately cleared it. And so I had the choice that either I can continue with EY or just go to BCG. Also, since we were the first ones, they were basically experimenting on us. They asked us to defer an attempt. So everyone who joined with me had to defer an attempt, and it was a tough call to take. But then BCG, the brand, it stays, the brand, basically the name, it says it all. And also the job role that they were giving us, which is management consulting, a front end role, and which is, I guess, the best thing that you can get even after clearing your exams. If you see the past trend, normally top rankers, if they can get, they will surely get into management consulting, whether that is BCG or Bain. McKinsey hardly hires, so these two are there, and BCG is the one that hires majorly CAs. So most of the CAs that get into management consulting are from BCG. So yeah, after getting into BCG, my thought was that this is something I should try, and yeah, so basically I decided that I should continue with BCG and rather just stop with EY for that matter.
Yes. So what was the exact work experience? Like क्या करना था वहाँ पे? If you could explain it with
Yeah.
an example.
Okay, sure. Matlab, it's quite difficult. Even if you ask partners in a management consulting firm, they'll also hesitate in explaining. So basically, as management consultants, your only job is to solve problems. Okay, this is what we say. Basically, your client, that could be anyone, would come up to you with a problem. That problem can also range to anything. ठीक है, it's not only finance का कुछ या कोई product का, it can be anything, literally anything. ठीक है, and it's a very wide problem, and you're supposed to solve it. Now when we say basically हम लोग को problem solve करना है, there are a lot of things जो हम लोग के background में चलता है. As management consultants हम लोग का primary of course job है कि problem solve करना, but we are also looking after making some money. Most जो revenue आता है consulting firms का are from repetitive clients. So a lot of things takes place. So if कोई client जिसने hire करके रखे, if you ask them what is your perception, so they'll say कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा smart आदमी, because they are paying you a lot. वो लोग का consulting firms का revenue is very very high. So normally if MBB top tier firms का बात करें, they normally charge, अगर एक महीने का है कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट, उसमें मैक्सिमम 3 लोग काम कर रहे हैं, विच इज एकदम बेस प्रोजेक्ट, दे विल चार्ज to 2 crores. So clients also expect कि तुम बहुत कुछ दो हम लोग को in return. ठीक है, so वहाँ पे your communication skills, how you present yourself, how quickly you are able to turn around your work also matters, because वो लोग तुमको पैसा दे रहे, they'll also expect you कि तुम भाई दिन में 18 घंटे काम करके मेरे को turn around करके दो work, and the kind of work you do and जो तुम्हारा कल्चर है, that is very different if you compare it to a big four firm and BCG or MBB for that fact. ठीक है, तो वो बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंट है. लॉट ऑफ पीपल वुड कम अप टू मी एंड से कि यार हम लोग तो बिग फोर में भी 12 घंटा काम किए. सो या इट्स ट्रू, मैंने भी किया है, उससे ज्यादा भी किया है, बट इट्स वेरी डिफरेंट. सो बहुत ही अच्छा एनोलॉजी था एक तो लिंक्डइन में आई रेड कि नॉर्मली व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग फॉर लॉन्ग आवर्स, इट्स काइंड ऑफ अ मैराथन, बट जब आप बीसीजी मैकिन्जी बेन में काम करते हो, इट्स बेसिकली अ 12 आवर 18 आवर स्प्रिंट. आपको काम करते रहना पड़ता है. यू कैन टेक थोड़ा सा लीन पीरियड की, अभी आराम कर लेते हैं. सो उसी लिए डेज आर थोड़ा सा हेक्टिक. एंड जस्ट टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, मतलब बहुत सारे टाइप के प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं. लेट्स से बहुत ही बेसिक प्रॉब्लम, कंपनी को मे बी प्रॉफिट नहीं कमा पा रहा है या फिर ग्रोथ नहीं हो रहा. आई विल टेक एग्जांपल, जिस प्रोजेक्ट में मैंने काम किया था, सो इट इज बेसिकली इट वाज एन एनबीएफसी फर्म जिसका ग्रोथ नहीं हो रहा था. ठीक है, ग्रो नहीं कर रही है कंपनी, बहुत टाइम से स्टैग्नेंट है. नाउ व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट ग्रोथ, तो एक फाइनेंस कंपनी के लिए ग्रोथ होता है बेसिकली लोन बुक नहीं बढ़ रहा, रेवेन्यू नहीं बढ़ रहा. ओके, तो नॉर्मली उसका लोन बुक नहीं बढ़ रहा, वो लोग जितना लोन्स दे रहे हो वो बढ़ नहीं रहा, पोर्टफोलियो कम है. सो व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट दैट, तो उसमें भी बहुत सारा चीज आ जाता है. लोन बुक क्यों नहीं बढ़ रहा, वहां पे इंटरनल प्रोसेसेस आ सकती है, वेदर आपकी फर्म इज इनएफिशिएंट, वो लोग जल्दी से जल्दी आपका लोन प्रोसेस नहीं कर पा रहे, एंड लेट्स से कि हम लोग लोन सोर्स नहीं कर पा रहे. देन वी टॉक अबाउट प्रॉफिट्स में देयर इज रेवेन्यू एंड देयर इज सॉरी हाँ, प्रॉफिट्स में देयर इज रेवेन्यू एंड देयर इज कॉस्ट. तो आपको कॉस्ट में देखने, कॉस्ट आपका एनबीएफसीज भी कहीं से पैसा उठा के आपको दे रही है. सो फॉर देम इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट कि यू ट्राई टू फाइंड चीप सोर्सेज ऑफ फंड्स. यू हैव फंड्स जहाँ से आप बॉन्ड्स इशू कर सकते हो, प्राइवेट और पब्लिकली प्लेस्ड. यू कैन बोरो loans from banks. You can also borrow loans from multilateral banks, from other companies. You can borrow loans from government as well. तो वहां से वी हैव टू ऑप्टिमाइज बोरोइंग मिक्स, वी हैव टू ऑप्टिमाइज कि आपका कम से कम कॉस्ट लगे. एंड वी टॉक अबाउट रेवेन्यू. फॉर मी माय क्लाइंट वाज अ सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक एनबीएफसी, मतलब वो एक सेक्टर में लोन दे रहे थे. नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट रेवेन्यू, यार आप रेवेन्यू कैसे बढ़ाओगे? फॉर देम इट वाज कि यार वी वांट टू वेंचर इनटू डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स. नाउ यू टेल देम कि कौन कौन से सेक्टर्स में यू कैन गेट इनटू. बेसिकली यू टेल देम कि यार ये सेक्टर, दिस इज वेरी प्रॉमिसिंग, you can get into this sector, इसका next 10 years में this will be the market size. इसमें मेन प्लेयर्स अभी ये चार है, बट इफ यू गेट इनटू दिस इज द वे टू गो एंड आपका रेवेन्यू इतना इतना से बढ़ेगा, देन यू गिव देम अ बिगर पिक्चर कि यार ऐसे ऐसे होगा. एंड ऑल्सो लॉट ऑफ वर्क दैट वी डू इज ऑल्सो फॉर गवर्नमेंट. तो बहुत सारा गवर्नमेंट का भी काम होता है, बहुत सारा चीज होता है. सो बेसिकली मतलब इफ क्लाइंट कम्स अप टू यू विद एनी प्रॉब्लम, यू आर जस्ट टू सॉल्व इट एंड सॉल्व इट एफिशिएंटली. कि भाई आपको अगर आज बोला है तो you need to turn around it as quickly as possible because they are losing money here and there and every minute counts. आप जैसे ही उसको दोगे solution, they will implement it. And ये तो जैसे strategy हो गया, and then also you have to implement those strategies. And yeah, मतलब this is a very basic thing that a consultant does, but apart from this also there can be various problems. ठीक है, जैसे ग्रोथ मैंने बताया, प्रॉफिट हो सकता है, मार्केट एंट्री हो सकता है. लेट्स से कि अदानी को कोई दूसरा कंट्री में वेंचर करना है कि नहीं, दे कैन कम अप टू यू. ओके, सो वैसे ही बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकते हैं कंपनी को. सो व्हेन दे कांट फिगर इट आउट देमसेल्व्स, दे कम अप टू यू एंड इट इज योर जॉब एज स्मार्ट कंसल्टेंट्स दैट यू गिव देम अ सॉल्यूशन. So yeah, that would be about it.
So next thing I would like to ask, if someone wants to pursue consulting or strategy, corporate strategy, तो क्या skill set होना चाहिए and what kind of interview questions or what material they should prepare?
Okay, so I'll stick to BCG. So consulting में BCG is only the one that hires industrials. Corp strategy में I guess AVG is a good place to be. Other than that, I don't feel कोई और अच्छा कुछ है. मेरे को पता नहीं है if there is. So in case of BCG, यार, I'll also run you through the interview process. So normally what happens is basically you apply, you fill up a form, and they shortlist your CV. You also give them your CV. What they look for is in your CVs are basically चार area होते हैं in your CV. ठीक है, first is your academics. So they do prefer a rank. Second comes WorkX, also Big Four or even GT BDO works for them. Then comes your co-curricular activities, and lastly position of responsibilities. So across these four areas, they want spikes. They see कि कहाँ पे आपने कुछ extraordinary किया है, which sets you apart from the rest of the crowd. तो लेट्स सी कि वो लोग को चार में से तीन जगह मिनिमम चाहिए होता है. सो इफ यू हैव अ रैंक, इफ यू हैव अ गुड वर्क एक्स हम लोग में सिर्फ आर्टिकलशिप ही होता है. सो एंड को करिकुलर ठीक ठाक है, सो यू डू गेट शॉर्टलिस्टेड एंड देन दे गिव यू थोड़ा सा टाइम, लेट्स से 2-3 वीक्स टू प्रेप अप फॉर द इंटरव्यू. वो लोग का इंटरव्यूज आर एंटायरली स्किल बेस्ड एंड दे ओनली आस्क यू केस स्टडीज. ठीक है, सिर्फ केस स्टडीज पूछता और कुछ नहीं. दे डोंट केयर कि तुम्हारा प्रीवियस वर्क एक्स कैसा था, उसके ऊपर कोई क्वेश्चंस नहीं आएगा. ऑफ कोर्स क्वेश्चन आएगा कि मतलब इफ यू वांट टू टॉक समथिंग अबाउट योरसेल्फ, दैट इज फाइन, बट दे डोंट ग्रिल यू टेक्निकल थिंग्स. They just want to know whether you can communicate yourself better, whether you are able to structure your thoughts, and whether you are able to solve the case. Even if you're not able to get to the right answer, they would like to see कि आपका thought process क्या, how are you able to structure your thoughts, and whether you are going in the right direction or not. ठीक है, तो coming to that, आपका skill sets would basically be कि communication, the very first thing that they check you on. Second is structure. So basically if you are given a problem, ठीक है, आप उसको structure कर पाते हो कि नहीं. And when we say structure, we talk about MISI structure. MISI means mutually exclusive and completely exhaustive. So आप जैसे एक एक लेवल का कोई भी प्रॉब्लम का आंसर ढूंढने जाओ ना, आप एक स्टेप बैक जाते हो, फिर आप उसको completely holistically आप व्यू करते हो whether you are able to solve it or not. And उसमें they try to see कि whether you are able to get the whole picture or not, and if you are, then it's a good thing for you. And उसको छोड़ के यार बहुत सारा छोटा छोटा चीज होता है, but mainly it's structuring and problem solving and communication. And CV में तो as I told you, they look for 3 spikes across the 4 areas. So if you do get that, you get shortlisted, and after that it's just the interview that you need to get through.
Okay. So most of the students have also asked one question, like if we want to approach to these firms like BCG or maybe Aditya Birla Group for corporate strategy. So how one should move forward in approaching the firms?
Okay, so ABG का again, I'm not clear with the process since I haven't applied anywhere else. BCG का I'll tell you यार थोड़ा सा मतलब weird if लगेगा. So basically when they want to hire, ठीक है, industrials which मतलब since I was the first one, उसके बाद they have done it 3-4 बार extra. सो इट हैज बीन अ ट्रेंड कि अब शायद तक वो लोग रिजल्ट जब आता है ना तो फ्रेशर्स के साथ ही करते हैं, ठीक है। तो दे बेसिकली सर्कुलेट अ मैसेज विद इन बीसीजी employees who are basically CAs, and वो लोग खुद ही मतलब circulate करते हैं within their inner circles. So you would not get it in their website या career page or even BCG का कोई official person putting it on LinkedIn. Of course, unofficial people, let's say if I've forwarded that message to someone else, जब वो जाके अपना LinkedIn में डाल दे तो that is a different thing, ठीक है। तो यही होता है, दैट मैसेज बेसिकली हैज टू थिंग्स। फर्स्ट इज दैट यू नीड टू फिल अ शॉर्ट फॉर्म, उसमें बस आपका डिटेल्स आता है, आपका आर्टिकलशिप कहाँ से किया है एंड कितना अटेम्प्ट में क्लियर किया, ये सब होता है। एंड एक सीवी आपको मेल करना पड़ता है टू द स्पेसिफाइड ईमेल आईडी। So once you do that, you basically hear from them after 3-4 weeks if you're selected. If you're not selected, you won't hear anything basically. वो आपको rejection mail नहीं भेजते, only those who are selected, whose CVs are selected, they get a shortlisting email along with some details कि ऐसे ऐसे, जैसे मैंने बोला था ना प्री इंटरव्यू टॉक होता है। They also assign you buddies who are working in BCG to help you prepare for the interview, ठीक है। कि सिंस CAs मतलब बहुत फ्रैंकली एक्सेप्ट करते हैं हम लोग कि हम लोग का नहीं है वैसा करिकुलम दैट वी आर एबल टू सॉल्व केस स्टडीज, वी हैव नॉट डन MBA, so they are there to help you go through the process, how to solve case studies, how to go through, and what materials that one should go through before they are sitting for an interview.
Okay, so definitely as you have mentioned कि 18 hours या मतलब इतना work एक ये होता है, workload होता है. So depending on that कि work study balance कैसे करें? Like you have bagged the rank, and so some of the students are interested कि ये सब balance करते हुए if you want to get a rank. And one of the students have also asked जैसे leaves बहुत कम होती है industrial training में. So are they sufficient for getting a rank?
यार ओके, सो BCG गिव्स यू 4 month लीव, ठीक है, स्ट्रेट 4 month, पूरा 4 month मिलेगा, उसमें कोई नेगोशिएशन नहीं होता। गिवन ओल्ड सिलेबस के हिसाब से 4 months इज मोर देन इनफ, ठीक है, तो उसमें कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है। गिवन जो न्यू सिलेबस है आई फील 3 months इज ऑल्सो इनफ। ओके, एंड फाइनल्स में यू विल सी इट इज मोर अबाउट सेल्फ स्टडी रादर देन ट्यूशंस। मैंने बहुत सारे मतलब मैंने मेजोरिटी सब्जेक्ट्स के ट्यूशंस नहीं लिए थे, या लिए थे बट मैंने पढ़ा नहीं था, वैसा ही था। सो मैंने खुद ही से किया है। सो सेल्फ स्टडी पे यू शुड फोकस मोर बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट्स दैट यू आर डूइंग आर नॉट न्यू। इंटर में जाते तो नया होता है, अब नया नहीं है, तो आप खुद भी थोड़ा बहुत मेहनत कर सकते हो। एंड देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ फ्री रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल ऑन द इंटरनेट, सो इट बिकम्स ईजियर फॉर यू। बट इवन यू शुड टेक ट्यूशन। आप ट्यूशन लेते हो तो आप सेल्फ स्टडी पे ज्यादा फोकस करो, इल बी मोर देन इनफ। सो 4 months BCG देता है, दैट इज क्लियरली मोर देन इनफ। ओल्ड सिलेबस के हिसाब से 3 months कम होता है, बट 4 months इज गुड। ऑफ कोर्स 5 months या 4.5 months अगर बिग फोर देता है तो भाई मतलब उससे ज्यादा तो क्या ही बोले, दैट इज बेस्ट फॉर यू। And how do you basically handle work-life balance and you study during industrial? So यार BCG में there is basically a norm कि आपको week में 60 hours काम करना होता है, which is from Monday to Friday, ठीक है। Monday to Friday you work, weekends are mostly off, sometimes you may have to work on weekends, like I had to work on थोड़ा ज्यादा ही वीकेंड्स, जो पर वो नॉर्मली केस नहीं होता, ठीक है। एंड ड्यूरिंग माई इंडस्ट्रियल आई डेंट स्टडी एट ऑल, ठीक है। वो जो 8 months थे मैंने कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ा था। इवन द पीपल हु वर विथ मी, और भी जो 6 लोग थे उन्होंने भी कुछ नहीं पढ़ा था, बिकॉज यार मतलब फर्स्ट आई वॉज नॉट इन माई होम, ठीक है, तो मेरे को तो रिलोकेट करना ही पड़ा था। सेकेंडली उतना हेक्टिक हो जाता है ना, व्हेन आई से 60 hours इज इफेक्टिव, बेसिकली आप डेली 12 घंटा इफेक्टिव काम कर रहे हो। मतलब आप जितना भी आपका जो इनएफिशिएंट टाइम है, आप जब ट्रैवल कर रहे हो वो हटा दो, या फिर आप ब्रेक ले रहे हो वो हटा दो, ठीक है, वो सब आप हटा दो, उतना काम आपको करना है। तो मेरे को आने जाने में 2.5-3 hours लग जाता था गुड़गांव टू दिल्ली, तो मेरे पास तो एनर्जी नहीं बचती थी। एंड आफ्टर एज आई टोल्ड यू, ये पूरा 12 hours का स्प्रिंट होता है, यू गेट हेल ऑफ मतलब टू मच स्ट्रेस्ड आउट हो जाते हो आप लोग। एंड फॉर मी इट वॉज वेरी टायरिंग, ठीक है। एंड आफ्टर 5 days आपको जो 2 days मिलता है, यू बेसिकली आर नॉट इन अ मूड टू स्टडी। तो मेरे लिए तो वही केस था। सो आई वॉज मच मोर, मैं तो घूमने भी नहीं गया, इनफैक्ट आई हैवंट इवन सीन कोई दिल्ली का प्लेस। तो मेरे लिए वैसा ही था। इवन फॉर the people colleagues, we were basically living in the same building, ठीक है, the people who were in BCG in Delhi, तो हम लोग सबके लिए सेम ही चीज था. ऐसा नहीं, we didn't try to study, of course we wanted to, क्योंकि हम लोग को पता था एग्जाम्स आ रही है, बट वी जस्ट कुडेंट बिकॉज वर्क प्रेशर इतना था दैट वी न्यू कि अगर मैं अभी पढ़ाई का पे फोकस करूँ एंड उसका स्ट्रेस लूँ तो काम तो होना ही नहीं है, वहाँ पे लगनी है एंड वहाँ पे गाली सुनोगे, पीपीओ नहीं मिलेगा एंड पढ़ाई तो ऐसे भी नहीं हो रहा. सो फॉर अस इट वाज अ डिसीजन दैट ऑल ऑफ अस टुक इवेंचुअली कि यार अभी काम कर लो, वील हैव 4 months में विल गिव जितना भी वी कैन एंड 4 months एज आई टोल्ड यू इज इनफ कि आप क्लियर तो कर ही लोगे. ठीक है, अगर आपने ट्यूशन कर लिए, अगर आपको करना है तो, और अगर ट्यूशन नहीं भी करने तो आपका सेल्फ स्टडी सही से हो जा रहा है, तो 4 months में हो जाता है. सो मैं नहीं कर पाया था, बट गिवन कि बाकी सब प्लेसेस इफ यू वर्क, ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे जनरली HUL में भी मिल जाता है यार, उतना वर्कलोड नहीं होता. देयर आर पीपल हु आई नो HUL एंड बाकी फर्म्स का एक्चुअली डोंट. गोल्डमैन में भी मिल जाता होगा उतना, बट कभी कभार वर्क प्रेशर रहता है. सो आप बैलेंस कर लो, अदरवाइज बेस्ट वुड बी कि आपने इंडस्ट्रियल जाने से पहले मोस्ट ट्यूशंस कर लिए, जो थोड़े बहुत ट्यूशन है, यू कैन डू इट ड्यूरिंग योर वीकेंड्स एंड बिफोर यू गो ऑन योर स्टडी लीव जस्ट ट्राई कि अब आप वहाँ पे खाली स्टडी लीव में आप सेल्फ स्टडी कर रहे हो, आपको रिविजन वीडियोस देखो, आपको खुद का नोट्स पढ़ना है पढ़ो, ट्राई करो जितना से खुद से कर सको एंड ट्यूशंस अवॉइड करो तब लेके जाने का. ऑफ कोर्स इफ यू डू हैव टू डू ट्यूशन वहां पे जाके भी यू विल बी एबल टू मैनेज. मतलब वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड्स हु इज आल्सो फ्रॉम BCG, ही आल्सो गॉट अ रैंक, तो उसका बहुत सारा ट्यूशन बचा हुआ था, ही मैनेज्ड एंड वो बहुत ही अच्छे से मैनेज किया. मतलब ऑफ कोर्स ही इज वे स्मार्ट एंड ऑल, बट इट्स नॉर्मली प्रेफरेबल दैट यू अवॉइड टेकिंग ट्यूशंस इन योर स्टडी लीव. ठीक है, ट्राई किया पहले कंप्लीट कर लो. एंड यार गिवन कि मतलब BCG में आई कुडंट, बट अदरवाइज ट्राई की वीकेंड्स में इफ यू आर एबल टू डू एंड अगर आपको वीक डेज में टाइम मिलता है ना, सो ट्राई टू डू इट अर्ली मॉर्निंग बिफोर यू गो टू मतलब योर ऑफिस. ठीक है, तो वो ट्राई करना. जैसे फॉर मी आई हैड टू लीव बाय 8:30, तो मेरे लिए तो कुछ टाइम ही नहीं था, मैं आता था, अभी लेट नाइट काम होता था, सो 11 12 हो जाता था, तो मेरे लिए मतलब इट वॉजेंट वेरी फीजिबल. बट फॉर पीपल जो लोग कर सकते तो सुबह किया करो, सो दैट आप जब काम करके आओगे ना तो ऑफ कोर्स यू विल फील टायर्ड एंड यू वुड नॉट वांट टू, मतलब यू वोंट हैव दैट एनर्जी कि आप लोगों को उतना पुट इन कर पाओ.
Okay, fair enough. Now, as you mentioned in between regarding PPO, so one of the question has popped up in the chat box, like what are the chances of getting a PPO at BCG?
Yeah, their conditions are pretty straightforward. If you clear your CA in your first attempt, which is मतलब जो भी आपका attempt पड़ता है after industrial, and you have a good feedback from your case team leadership. Basically जो भी आपने projects में काम किया है, उसके partners and project leaders have given you good feedback, then you do get a PPO. मतलब बस ये मतलब काम अच्छे से करो and basically clear your CA exams in first attempt.
Okay, one more question I have found in the chat box, like they are asking for when will be the next tentative date BCG will be hiring.
यार मतलब आई डोंट नो, नो वन नोज, बट ये आपका जनरली एज आई टोल्ड यू शुड बी आफ्टर रिजल्ट्स आर अनाउंस्ड. ठीक है.
Okay, so Harsh, any of your suggestions, any of your advice for the budding chartered accountant students or the budding industrial trainees?
Okay, so firstly मतलब prioritize your studies. मतलब industrial is a good thing to do, ठीक है, but prioritize your studies first. If you do get a wonderful rank तो भाई आपके लिए सारा jobs खुला हुआ है. ठीक है, ऐसा कोई job नहीं है that wouldn't take you. So there are people with not so good work ex getting into good places if they have a very good marks and they have a rank in finals. Apart from that, industrial does help. अगर आपका मतलब if you are from Big Four, then I would normally recommend कि आप stick करो Big Four से. But otherwise, if you want, industrial does help कि आप जब placements में जाओगे ना, so I've basically seen कैसे placements होता है. I've seen my colleagues कैसे किसका कहाँ placement होता है. So normally they do get a बेनिफिट आउट ऑफ इट, गिवन कि आप बाकी सबके साथ सेम मतलब आपका सिमिलर सीवी है, बट इफ यू हैव अ गुड रैंक देन इट एक्चुअली डज नॉट मैटर एज मच. ठीक है, बट अदरवाइज इफ यू डोंट हैव अ वेरी गुड आर्टिकलशिप देन मे बी इंडस्ट्रियल इज अ गुड थिंग टू गो फॉर. क्योंकि आपको एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा मिलता है, बट वहाँ पे भी ध्यान रखना है कि आपको अपना पढ़ाई को प्रायोरिटाइज करना है। फॉर मी, आई हैड अ वेरी मेस्ड अप लाइफ वहाँ पे, सो इमोशनली भी ट्रॉमेटाइज हुआ था बहुत स्टार्टिंग के 3-4 मंथ्स में, एंड दैट वाज द केस नॉट जस्ट विथ मी बट ऑल ऑफ माय कलीग्स फॉर दैट फैक्ट। एंड उसके बाद आपको ये भी ध्यान रखना है कि अगर आप सीए क्लियर नहीं करते नो, देन इट मेसेज अप एवरीथिंग। आपका इंडस्ट्रियल करना अगर आप फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में नहीं करते तो इट मेसेज अप अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, देन इट्स नॉट वर्थ वाइल कि आप यार इंडस्ट्रियल तो किया बट यार फिर आपने क्लियर नहीं किया, राइट? So maybe prioritize your studies and then of course evaluate very carefully कि whether industrial will be good for you or not, and हाँ then मतलब make very मतलब एकदम सोच समझ के what you want to do so that you don't have any regrets looking back.
Yeah. So Harsh, that was all from my side. Now the platform is open for the audience. You could please raise your hands if you have any questions or any doubts. Kabir, you could ask.
Hi Harsh, good evening.
Yeah, see,
I hope you're doing well.
yeah, I'm great here. How are you?
Yeah, I am fine. So, this question, is with respect to resume getting shortlisted at BCG for industrial training. You know how difficult it. You have said that majorly you have 4 areas, right? So, I wanted with respect to that skill, right? What kind of skill is basically required, so that we can mention in our resume and our resume gets shortlisted.
Okay, so again resume का format is very standardized. So when you are applying ना, as I told you, there is a form. So वहाँ पे form में they'll give you a format. You need to make your CV according to that particular format. बहुत standardized simple format है. उसमें as I told you, very first thing is academics. ठीक है? Academics में of course आपका class 10 से जो भी आपने last exam दिए सारा देखा जाता है. And वहाँ पे spike would mean basically a rank. ठीक है, इन एनी लेवल वेदर इट्स इंटर फाउंडेशन डज नॉट मैटर, कोई भी लेवल पे होना इज अ गुड, एंड इवन देयर आर पीपल जिसका रैंक नहीं आया हु हैव गॉटन थ्रू, तो वो भी है, इट्स नॉट कि आपका रैंक होना ही चाहिए, बट हाँ इफ यू हैव अ रैंक यू हैव हायर चांसेस ऑफ गेटिंग शॉर्टलिस्टेड, एंड वंस यू आर शॉर्टलिस्टेड अगेन आई वांट टू क्लैरिफाई कि आपका एक बार शॉर्टलिस्टिंग हो जाता है ना, उसके बाद सीवी डज नॉट मैटर, इट्स ओनली हाउ योर इंटरव्यू गोस, ठीक है? So as I was saying, academics में like you have a rank in CA final, मतलब CA inter और CA foundation, and और कोई एग्जाम आपने दिया है, let's say CFA अगर दिया है तो, and 10, 9, 12 में अच्छा मार्क्स होना, then let's say work X में you have done your articleship from Big Four और let's say GT BDO, वहाँ पे या तो ऑडिट में Big Four is very common, मेरा भी ऑडिट ही था, you have done उसमें कुछ स्पेसिफिक डिटेल्स आपने जो भी काम किया है, so for me मैंने बहुत कुछ किया था, even by the time I was completing my first year in EY, I was handling a private client of my own, ठीक है? तो उसका पूरा ऑडिट मैंने एंड विद सम जूनियर आर्टिकल्स मैंने खत्म करवाया था, एंड तो वो सब चीज आ जाते हैं वहाँ, मतलब कितना हटके आपका सीवी है, लेट्स से यू हैव डन योर आर्टिकलशिप फ्रॉम बिग फोर बीडीओ, या तो फिर कोई अलग सही जगह से, लेट्स से वैल्यूएशन हो गया, कुछ भी विच इज समथिंग डिफरेंट विच बेसिकली सेट्स यू अपार्ट फ्रॉम द क्राउड, तो वो भी आपको हेल्प करता है, ठीक है? एंड देन लेट्स से अबाउट को करिकुलर, यार को करिकुलर में कुछ भी, लेट्स से यू आर मतलब गुड इन स्पोर्ट्स, सो यू हैव competed in let's say college tournaments और national level में कुछ खेला है, चेस वेस खेला है, स्टेट लेवल में यू हैव डन समथिंग ग्रेट, ठीक है? तो वो सब हो जाता है, एंड पोजीशन ऑफ रिस्पॉन्स एंड को करिकुलर में देयर कैन बी अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, ठीक है? इट्स नॉट जस्ट स्पोर्ट्स, आपने कुछ म्यूजिकल कुछ किया होगा या वट एवर यू हैव डन, सो आई हैव डन मार्शल आर्ट्स, तो मेरे लिए दैट वाज अ को करिकुलर थिंग, ठीक है? एंड फिर आपका स्विमिंग विमिंग भी आ जाता है, एंड देन व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट पोजीशंस ऑफ रिस्पांसिबिलिटी, वहाँ पे बेसिकली हेल्ड सम पोस्ट, आप कोई प्रिफेक्टोरियल बॉडी के मेंबर थे इन योर स्कूल और कॉलेज, काउंसिल मेंबर थे, इफ यू आर सेक्रेटरी ऑफ लेट्स से नाइकासा और कोई एनजीओ का पार्ट थे, वहाँ पे आपने ट्रेजरी का कुछ काम किया, बेसिकली समथिंग वेयर यू आर अकाउंटेबल फॉर एंड कोई वर्थवाइल पोस्ट होल्ड किया, ठीक है? सो ये सब कुछ एग्जांपल्स है which would give you a higher chance of getting shortlisted. तो ये चार में से if you have any 3 of these things, most likely you'll get shortlisted, ठीक है? And again, once you get shortlisted, then it's all about how your interview goes, and if you do nail your interview, you're in.
Yeah.
Does that clear
One
it
more
out?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing. So basically, you say that the interview process is completely case study, right? So before appearing to kind of management consulting interviews, can we expect this kind of case studies will be asked for an industrial trainee, like kind of specific areas from where the
Okay.
question is asked from any particular industry?
ठीक है. So again, case studies are basically 4 or 5 types. ठीक है, उसको छोड़ के कुछ होता नहीं है. Since we are CAs, we don't know a lot about it. ये सब B schools में सिखाया जाता है. ठीक है, when you're doing your MBA. So there is a profit based case study, then there is growth, then there is market entry, then there is unconventional case studies. तो ये 4 होते हैं basically. ठीक है. सो प्रॉफिट में, एज आई टोल्ड यू, कंपनी को या तो प्रॉफिट कम हो रहा है या फिर प्रॉफिट हो ही नहीं रहा. ठीक है, तो उनको प्रॉफिट बढ़ाना है. सो हाउ वुड यू लुक एट दिस? प्रॉफिट इज व्हाट? सो यू विल से कि प्रॉफिट इज बेसिकली रेवेन्यू या कॉस्ट. आइदर माय कॉस्ट इज इंक्रीजिंग और माय रेवेन्यू इज फॉलिंग. ठीक है, नाउ रेवेन्यू कैन बी द नंबर ऑफ आइटम्स आई एम सेलिंग इज रिड्यूसिंग, या तो फिर रेवेन्यू पर आइटम मेरा डिक्रीज हो रहा है. ओके, डज दिस मेक सेंस? एंड कॉस्ट मेरा बढ़ रहा है. अब कॉस्ट में आई कैन सी कि या तो मेरा फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट या वेरिएबल कॉस्ट बढ़ रहा है, या तो आई कैन थिंक ऑफ सप्लाई चेन. यार मेरा पूरा सप्लाई चेन में देयर इज वन बॉटल नेक कि ये एरिया में मेरा कॉस्ट बढ़ रहा है. देन यू गो डीपर. लेट्स से मेरा कॉस्ट बढ़ रहा है, रेवेन्यू इज अनअफेक्टेड. तो आप वो जाके देखते हो कि कॉस्ट क्यों बढ़ रहा है, क्या रीजन है. तो ऐसे ये 4 ही टाइप के केस स्टडीज होते हैं. ग्रोथ में बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. मार्केट एंट्री में आपका मार्केट, आप कोई नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च कर रहे हो, या तो फिर आप कोई नए ज्योग्राफी में एंटर कर रहे हो, वो हो सकता है. एंड अनकन्वेंशनल केसेस आर बेसिकली कंप्लीटली रैंडम थिंग्स. So they'll tell you that you found a dinosaur egg. Now tell me how you would monetize it. So this is it. मतलब ये आपका केस स्टडी है. तो इसमें आपको एक स्ट्रक्चर बनाना है. यार मैं कैसे करूंगा? जैसे I'll tell you about a case which was basically, हाँ, Saudi Arabian government has come to you and they want to increase the footfall in Mecca. ठीक है, सिंपल सा चीज है. अब आप बताओ कैसे होगा? तो इसमें देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ वेज यू कैन थिंक अबाउट इट कि मैं यार कैसे सोचूं. सो बेसिकली इट्स समथिंग रिगार्डिंग टूरिज्म. इसमें ना तो प्रॉफिट है ना तो रेवेन्यू, कुछ नहीं है यार. आपको खुद से सोचना है. तो यू विल थिंक कि व्हाट इज द वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग दैट वन डज. आपका तो सबसे पहले डिस्कवरेबिलिटी होता है. मेक्का इज अ वेरी, हज पिलग्रिमेज इज अ वेरी सीक्रेट प्लेस. ठीक है. सो नाउ यू वांट टू एक्सपैंड. सऊदी अरेबियन गवर्नमेंट चाहते हैं सिर्फ मुस्लिम्स नहीं, सारे कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं मेरे पास. सो यू नीड टू थिंक दैट वे कि मैं उसका विजिबिलिटी कैसे बढ़ाऊं पूरे वर्ल्ड में, कि इट्स अ गुड प्लेस फॉर टूरिज्म. फिर मेरे को जैसे अब सबसे पहले लोगों का विजिबिलिटी बढ़ाना, मार्केटिंग करना है. देन हाउ विल पीपल गेट टू सऊदी अरेबिया? फ्लाइट से. सो यू ऑर्गेनाइज एक्स्ट्रा फ्लाइट्स, यू ईज द प्रोसेस ऑफ गेटिंग वीजाज. आप उसके लिए स्पेशल कल्चर प्रोग्राम्स बनाओगे, आप होटल्स बेटर करोगे, आप उसके पास ज्यादा एक्सेसिबिलिटी बढ़ाओगे. तो ये सब पूरा सोचना पड़ता है. सो दीज आर अनकन्वेंशनल केसेस. तो ये 4 में से एक ही होता है. एंड वंस यू गेट शॉर्टलिस्टेड ना, तो उसके बाद एज आई टोल्ड यू देयर आर 2 बडीज असाइंड हु आर फ्रॉम BCG. ठीक है. So who are either most likely CS or MBAs, but they are seniors. So they'll help you out on what materials you need to follow. So you will see there are a lot of case study books published by MBA colleges. IIM, ABC, Black Key, even ISB, सबका case study book आता है. तो उसमें देर आर अ लॉट ऑफ केस स्टडीज. हर एक टाइप का केस स्टडी होता है, फ्रेमवर्क होता है. बेसिकली उसमें इंटरव्यू कैसे, उन लोगों का ट्रांसक्रिप्शन दिया रहता है कि हाउ एन इंटरव्यू गोज अबाउट. इवन इफ यू गो ऑन यूट्यूब एंड यू सर्च फॉर ना, तो एक तो चैनल का नाम है केस इंटरव्यूज क्रैक्ड. सो दिस चैनल इज बाय सम IIT फोक्स. उसमें 3-4 वीडियोस है 1 hour लॉन्ग, वेयर दे टेल यू हाउ टू बेसिकली क्रैक एन इंटरव्यू केस स्टडी. ठीक है. So these are certain things that you do once you get shortlisted and you prepare for. They also tell you ki try to interact with other people who have been shortlisted and practice it within your cohort. So case studies ऐसा चीज है ना यार, हर बार नया होता है. There is no same question जो repeat होगा कभी भी. ठीक है. बट हाँ, ये 4 में से कुछ भी हो सकता है. Now the way you increase your structuring and maybe problem solving is practicing. So they'll tell you कि आप हर रोज एटलीस्ट 1-2 केस स्टडी प्रैक्टिस करो with your peers and with your buddies as well. And you go through those materials, you go through those YouTube videos to enhance your skill set. And then आपका communication जैसा भी है, and then you go into that interview. एक केस स्टडी पूछता है, जितना भी इंटरव्यू का राउंड्स होता है, एक इंटरव्यू एक केस स्टडी पूछता है. दैट गोज अराउंड फॉर 25-30 minutes. एंड उसके बाद आपका जो भी बातचीत है that you would like to do, you can do. That's right. Yeah. Sorry, Kabir, your mic is muted. Yeah. Your
So sorry for asking the question. So we basically, I have heard that the role of knowing PowerPoint presentations, right, plays a very have will have a good impact, because you may basically make lots and lots of presentations. And how about this advanced Excel and upcoming like Power BI we have and this kind of things?
यार knowing all of this of course helps you, but मतलब यार Excel ही आप जानते हो, that is fine, ठीक है. So whatever Excel you are learning during your articleship days, गिवन कि अब वो 1 ईयर का हो रहा है तो आई एम नॉट श्योर कितना आप सीख पाओगे, पर 2 साल में आप इनफ सीख जाते हो, ठीक है. टू क्लियर वन थिंग कि 12 मंथ्स का इंडस्ट्रियल होता है इन बीसीजी, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं होता, उससे कम भी नहीं होता. एंड एक्सेल इज फाइन. पावर पॉइंट यार इट्स अ गुड थिंग टू नो, but BCG MBBs have a very distinct style of making a PowerPoint, and it is fine. They don't expect you to know everything. When you get into BCG, they will help you. They'll tell you how to do what and what, and they also have their own, मतलब PowerPoint में भी वो लोग का खुद का mods होता है, खुद का modifications किया होता है to make it easier for them, ठीक है. तो वो सब थोड़ा अलग ही होता है, but you need not worry about all that. Of course, you know Power BI, Tableau, then it's a very good thing. बट अगर आप नहीं भी जानते तो कोई इशू नहीं है, आप जानते हो देन इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग टू फ्लेक्स एंड फ्लॉन्ट, एंड आपको वो काम भी आएगा एनालिसिस में, ठीक है. वो आप कहीं पे भी जाओ, वेदर इट्स बीसीजी और एनी अदर प्लेस, इट्स अ वेरी यूजफुल थिंग. एंड अगर आप जानते हो देन इट्स अ गुड थिंग, बट इफ यू डोंट देन ऑल्सो कोई इशू नहीं है एज सच.
ओके, साल में एक बार आई मीन इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग लेते हैं या मतलब
यार 2 बार ही होते हैं ना, 2 बार मतलब 2 अटेम्प्ट होते हैं, राइट. एक मई अटेम्प्ट होता है, एक नवंबर अटेम्प्ट होता है, हर एक अटेम्प्ट के एक बार लेते हैं.
पीसीजी सिर्फ लेता है मैनेजमेंट का, राइट, कोई अदर फॉर्म नहीं है, राइट.
नो.
इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग. थैंक्स, नाइस.
या,
इट वाज वंडरफुल इंटरेक्टिंग विद.
थैंक यू. या.
Okay, Aisha, you could ask. Aisha or Aditya?
Hello.
Okay, Aisha, you
Hello.
start.
Hi, Harsh.
Hi. Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking time for all of us. Yeah, so I'd like to get to my question. So first of all, you said that there will be a link where you'll have to, put in everything like our work attempts and everything. So I just wanted to ask
Okay.
you, like, where did you get this link from? Was it from LinkedIn or did you reach out to people on LinkedIn, like BCG employees?
नहीं, it was on LinkedIn, yeah. So I told you ना, one of my friends who was also from EY, who also applied with me, he only told me किसी ने तो डाला था. As I told you, unofficially people will post about it because internally we are not supposed to post about it, ठीक है. And someone told me about it. I got it from LinkedIn. तो जब LinkedIn में मिला था, I applied it from there. And normally मतलब you will have to actually reach out to people फ्रॉम बीसीजी. आई रेकमेंड कि आप जितने ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को रीच आउट कर सको, दैट इज़ बेटर, बिकॉज द वे इट वर्क्स इज कि बहुत छोटा सा टीम होता है, ठीक है. मोस्टली सीएज ही होते हैं हु रन दिस मैसेज अराउंड देयर इनर सर्कल्स. सो या मतलब एज आई टोल्ड यू, कोई स्पेसिफिक टाइम भी नहीं होता. यूजुअली इट्स आफ्टर रिजल्ट्स आर अनाउंस, बट उसका भी कोई स्पेसिफिक टाइम नहीं है. दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी स्पेक्यूलेटिव. सो मे बी ट्राई टू रीच आउट टू पीपल to get that link and how to apply and stuff. बेसिकली वही है, हर बार सेम ही चीज रहता है. एक फॉर्म रहता है, वो भरना है, उसमें 5 मिनट लगेगा भरने में, और एक ईमेल आईडी, उसमें आपको अपना सीवी मेल करना है. दैट्स अबाउट इट.
So, like, should we send it out to the CAs who are working there as full-time employees or industrial trainees?
फुल टाइम एम्प्लॉयज विल बी बेटर थिंग टू डू. मतलब जो परमानेंट एसोसिएट्स है ना.
Okay, thank you so much. Nice talking
Sure.
to you.
Okay, now we would be taking just the last question. Varun, you may ask.
Can I ask?
Okay, I think Varun, you continue first. We'll see if the time permits for the rest.
Hi, Harsh. Good evening.
Yeah, hi. Yeah.
So I am currently pursuing my articleship from EY, and I also have All India rank in CA Inter, and my attempt is in May 25. and I'm willing to join BCG as industrial training, but मेरा इशू क्या है कि मेरा जो ज्वाइनिंग हुआ था ना वो बहुत लेट हुआ था, यानी मेरा अक्टूबर 22 में ज्वाइनिंग 31 अक्टूबर 22 को ज्वाइन हुआ था, जो लास्ट डेट था। तो मेरा सेकेंड ईयर खत्म होगा 31 अक्टूबर 2024 को। और यानी उसके बाद मेरे ऐसे अगर मैं EY में कंटिन्यू करता हूँ तो मेरा सिर्फ 1 या 2 महीना बचेगा प्री एग्जाम आर्टिकलशिप का। और अगर मैं BCG के लिए ऑप्ट करता हूँ तो वहां भी अगर मुझे 3 से 4 महीने छुट्टी मिल रही है तो मेरे प्री एग्जाम सिर्फ 2 या 3 महीने हो पाएंगे। तो हो पाएगा इस केस में या कुछ अटेम्प्ट डेफर वगैरह करना पड़ेगा?
देन यार मे बी यूल हैव टू डेफर, ठीक है, मतलब जो भी आपका क्राइटेरिया है, इफ इट्स नॉट फुलफिल्ड अबाउट अपीयरिंग फॉर एग्जाम्स, देन यू मे हैव टू डेफर, बट आई गेस वो भी ठीक है, मतलब अच्छा डिसीजन है। even if you have to defer an attempt, if you're getting into BCG, let's say you have a rank and all things go your way, you get shortlisted and then you also crack the interview, then maybe I'd recommend कि आप अपना जो भी मतलब आप एक बार मतलब accept तो कर ही लो, then tell HR people are very nice and they'll coordinate, ठीक है, जैसे भी आपका खत्म हो रहा है EY का 2 years, you tell them this is मतलब the time limit, इसके बाद I'll be free to join, so they'll accordingly adjust your date of joining, ठीक है, and whatever that date of joining be, and मतलब अगर आपको 4 महीने लीव मिलने हैं, लेट्स से वो लोग अलाउ कर देते 4 महीने लीव, आप 2 महीने एग्जाम मतलब 2 महीने इंडस्ट्रियल कर लो उसके बाद भी, एंड यू कंप्लीट रेस्ट ऑफ योर इंडस्ट्रियल लेटर ऑन, then that may be the case, but again आपको CA का गाइडलाइंस देखना पड़ेगा, which I'm not sure क्या बोलते हैं, earlier it was 2.5 months आपको कंप्लीट करना है आर्टिकलशिप का, then you can appear for CA finals, ठीक है, and let's say that is not the case, तो भी मतलब I'd recommend if you are getting into BCG you should, because this is basically the epitome, this इसके ऊपर आपके पास इंडस्ट्रियल में कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है। someone also popped in a message कि ये स्टाइपेंड क्या है, so मतलब I told you ना कि मेरा मन नहीं था, but then जब प्री इंटरव्यू टॉक हुआ था I was pretty much convinced because स्टाइपेंड भी वैसा था, very frankly it is मतलब actually it is too much, मतलब maybe we would not even deserve उतना, but उतना है, ठीक है। सो वो भी है, आपका जो वर्क एक्स है, देन इट ऑल्सो एग्जिट अपॉर्चुनिटीज आर वेरी ग्रेट, ठीक है, आपको PPO मिल जाता है ऑफ कोर्स इवन आफ्टर क्लियरिंग फाइनल्स, एज आई टोल्ड यू BCG इज द बेस्ट प्लेस टू बी। उसके बाद there are a lot of better exit opportunities that you can get. Let's say you are finding your fit in consulting, you continue with BCG because it's a brand name. And let's say if you want to get into IB, you can go into IB. If you want to get into global private equity firms, तो आप global private equity firms में जा सकते हो। आप अगर आप मतलब if you see the trend ना, past trend, whether it's Nandini Agarwal या फिर every year एक दो जन, you'll see after a year or 1.5 year there will be a lot of people switching from BCG to global PE funds, ठीक है। सो फॉर दैट आई फील डेफरिंग एन अटेम्प्ट मेक सेंस, मेरे लिए तो ऑप्शन ही नहीं था, तो मतलब
तो मेरे को अटेम्प्ट डेफर कर, मैं एक बार का अटेम्प्ट भी डेफर कर दूंगा, बट मेरे को इशू ये आ रहा है कि अगर इन केस मैं 2 साल तक वेट करूं एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली अगर मैं BCG में नहीं होता हूँ, नहीं हो पाता हूँ सिलेक्ट, तो मेरे पास कोई और अपॉर्चुनिटी इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग की यानी बहुत रेयर बचेगी, यानी है या कुछ और फॉर्म? हाँ
so this is a gamble that you have to take, so ऐसा बहुत मतलब it's a very common thing यार। so हम लोग के बैच में मतलब मेरे टर्म में there was this fellow ranker, friend of mine, she मतलब और एक दो जन थे, उन्होंने शायद तक ABG या किसी में जो 16 months का होता है ना इंडस्ट्रियल, वो किया था, because तब तक BCG was not hiring and मुझे 12 months का आता है ना, so it is a gamble that you have to take। अब वो आप ले रहे हो नहीं ले रहे वो आपके ऊपर है, अगेन देयर आर फर्म्स हु आल्सो हायर फॉर 12 मंथ्स, तो आप वो भी ट्राई कर सकते हो, बट या इट इज अ गैम्बल दैट यू नीड टू टेक। एंड एज यू सेड आपका 2 है ना, मतलब 3 साल का आर्टिकलशिप है क्या, मतलब ओल्ड सिलेबस टाइप है क्या? ओके कूल कूल, हाँ, तो दिस इज अ गैम्बल दैट यू मे हैव टू टेक, मतलब डिपेंडिंग अपॉन कि आप इवैल्यूएट कर लो और कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी है बाद में लेने का, एज यू सेड यू आर एन EY, सो आई गेस वो फिर गैम्बल होगा यार, मतलब ठीक है, यू कैन ट्राई, मतलब एज आई टोल्ड ना, जनरली सेंस नहीं बनता यार कि पढ़ाई वढ़ाई पे फोकस करो, गेट अ गुड रैंक इन फाइनल्स, दैट्स अ बेटर थिंग, पर मतलब देख लो यार, आपको वो चांस लेना पड़ेगा, दैट्स इट।
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so sorry guys, but due to time crunch, we have to wind up the session. But If you have any questions, please write it. We'll share the form, Google form in our group. So we'll try to get it answered. So I hope you all cooperate with me. And I would like to thank you, Yash, for joining us for the next time. And I hope that you will be joining the further events too with us.
Surely.
Thank you so
Surely,
very
surely.
much
Thank
for
you for
guiding.
having me here. Thank you. Hope this was helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so we have one more multi-talented speaker among us, and he's a chartered accountant and soon to be CMA with having almost 26K plus followers on LinkedIn. He was also a MCM at ICASA at Guwahati and has been an industrial trainee at IOCL in the main accounts department. And guys, he's having his CME exams in December. Still, he made the time for us and he's present in the session. He is none other than CA Sai Charan. We welcome you, Sai.
Thank you, Purva, and thank you, My Student Club, for the invitation. It means a lot to me, and the last session was very successful. I remember in the May 23, and thank you for inviting me for the second time. So it means a lot to me.
We welcome you, Sai. Like I have mentioned in the last session also, you are a power pack of knowledge. You are a power pack of all the social activities. And now you have recently gained 25K plus followers on LinkedIn. So I would like to congratulate you on that too. And also thank you, despite of having your CMA final exam, you are here to guide the students. So guys, you also make the most of the opportunity and feel free to ask your doubts. But please, I would like to request you all कि when the Q&A session will be there, so please एक जना एक ही question पूछो so that others will also get the chance to ask. And due to time crunch, we are facing a little bit of time crunch, so we have to increase the speed of the session. Okay, Sai. So coming to the point, I would like you to first elaborate upon the entire industrial training journey in IOCL and what exactly was your role there.
First of all, thank you so much, Rusty, for the congratulations and wishes. It means a lot to me. And regarding my industrial training journey, I will start with where I gave my interviews and then how I selected IOCL. So I gave 3 interviews, and my industrial training journey was from March 2021 to March 2022. So that 12 months period. And after that, the 18 months rule was started. So within my joining after a month, I think. So with respect to the applications, I applied 3 areas, 3 companies. First one was IFCO, Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited. It was a government company. And the second one was UBS, United Bank of Switzerland. It was in the investment banking area. But yes, it was like a back end. So which Muskan Agrawal was highlighting. So it was in that sense. And then the third one was IOCL. And I got selected in 3 of the companies at the end. So that's how it went. And there were 2 myths which I broke, which people had at that time. And industrial training was just growing at that time. And most of the students were getting to know 2 years back. And the first one was the attempts one. I cleared my CA inter in 3 attempts, group 1 first attempt and group 2 attempts. That one. And I was from a very small firm. So these 2 myths, don't keep it in your mind that I'm from a very small firm, I can't make it to the industrial training or in the big corporates or not getting selected anywhere. It's not like that. The thing is, you need to be perfect or you need to be accurate with whatever you do in your articleship. That is the main thing which recruiter sees. So at the end, I selected IOCL because of various factors like location and the role offered, and keeping in my extracurricular activities because I was part of ICASA MCM in Guwahati. So this was some of the main reasons. And UBS offered me work from home role at that time because of COVID, and that was also one reason because I rejected UBS. And coming to IOCL. So IOCL, the main factor was my dad is also in a PSU. I have been seeing how PSU works or how it feels because I have been in the home, and even I wanted to do there, or I wanted to work there, I wanted to get trained there. That was also one of the reasons for selecting IOCL. And within IOCL, there are mainly 4 finance areas. The main accounts, which includes internal audit and banking also. Second is fixed assets or fixed expenditure, like that, capital expenditure. And the third is customer segment. You handle all the customer areas. In my area, main accounts and internal audit, you have the vendor areas. So there is a separate customer area. And the fourth one is indirect taxation. So there is no direct tax department. Direct tax departments are at regional office and the corporate office. So mainly there are 3 different types of offices in IOCL. First one is state office. For each particular state or a particular region, they have a state office. Then the regional offices come, and then you have the main corporate office. So I worked in Guwahati state office, which was the northeast head. Like that, you can take the administrative part. The entire authorization goes from there. Whatever budget you get, it goes from there. And inside the main accounts and internal audit department, there were a lot of works. I noted them down. It's been almost 2 years since I have been out of IOCL, so I've just noted them down so that nothing gets missed. So first of all, IOCL runs on SAP. So you get complete SAP exposure there, how the company works and how is the company structure and everything. So you get SAP exposure. And the thing is, earlier I had only Tally exposure. So that is a thing to know. And then you have the daily activities like bank reconciliation preparation inside SAP, and the vendor confirmations. You get new suppliers to whom you need to authorize the funds, to whom you need to send the payments. So you will be doing some various vendor confirmation things, and you will be dealing with the banks, official letter drafting, or the bank guarantees. You take the bank guarantees from the suppliers and you protect them and you authorize them. So all this checking and all verification you do, and even the transportation bills which the trucks and they take. So you vouch them, you authorize the payments, and then the budget analysis you do, like which department deserves how much funds. You exactly do this, and that is the main and we are the main authorizing people to send the funds. So the budget appropriation also takes place at every quarter end. So this one we do. And yes, as Muskan Agrawal said another point, which was analytical thing. In firms, you don't do this, but in companies, you do this main analytical thing, which we did, like variance analysis. For every quarters, they send the account balances, and then you need to verify the variances, like what is the reason. You need to check all the entries across SAP. You have various codes in it, like how to check each and every account. What is the reason? Why is the expenditure account showing negative or something? So the reverse balances you will be checking. So even the auditors will be asking you, like, what are the accounts which have more than 10% of variation, which have more than 1 crore of variation. So you will need to identify and say everything. And that is also one of the main works. And then the internal audit area. With respect to the internal audit area, if we do the articleship, we'll be going and doing. But when we are inside the company also has the internal audit department, and IOCL specifically has this portal, AIMS, Audit Information Management System. So inside that portal, the regional office has the internal audit department. They check all the what should I say? They check all the state offices, all the refineries, all the other areas of IOCL, and then they point out the defectives, and then they send out on the portal. Then it is up to us. We need to check, we need to analyze where it is going wrong, and then we need to forward it to the right person so that they give the solution, and we need to follow up on it. So because of this, we will be understanding the company structure. It's just not about financials. It is understanding about complete process. Like you will be totally knowing the petrochemical process, or how it is being generated, kahan se kahan tak chal raha hai, completely pura. So this is something which I liked so much, because aage jaake, even not just with finance, you can switch the departments, or you will be able to handle the company as a whole. So this is something which is good. And yes, by the time I was giving my interview, I was also a paper presenter across national conferences. And believe me, because of this added me so much. They were impressed with my PPT skills, or the PPT skills or extra co-curricular things. So they believed me that I was very good at public speaking, or this guy can help us in meetings for preparing the PPT, and the main work can be handled by the employee sometimes when the time is crunch, so you need to quickly prepare the PPTs fastly, 10 slides or 15 slides. They just don't have time, or 10 to 15 like 1 hour or 1.5 hours. So that also helped me to get into IOCL. So they just asked me on what topic did you present, okay, how did you draft it, what is the font size did you use, or everything. And even every month we used to have the state level meetings where where the regional head used to come and they used to discuss all the financials. It used to happen by the time of 10th of every month. So we need to prepare the documents and do everything. So that also used to happen. And inside IOCL, as it is a Maharatna company, so they used to have a lot of competitions, like competitions in the sense real competitions. We had app development competition also. Like I developed an app on Mendix and it went till national level and it got a third prize. So by the time I left, so I worked on it for a month also. I learned a lot of things because of IT thing also. And I wrote various articles for its monthly magazine of that state office. So in that way also it went, and in between I presented papers. So they were very impressed that article of us has presented across other cities like Vadodara and Ghaziabad. So it just flows. And because of the reason I had connection with ICASA Guwahati, they used me as a bridge to connect with the CA office as well, ICASA office as well. So everything helped me somewhere in the IOCL. And with respect to the work timings, quarterly closings will be there, like for example September 30 closing. So then the main hectic work starts from October 1 and then it goes up to 23rd or 24th. Okay, it goes continuously. There will be no Saturdays or Sundays during this quarterly closing, and it is nothing compared to articleship. It goes from morning 9:30 till 8:39. 8:39 was the maximum time I spent during quarterly closings continuously from those all 20 to 25 days. And then once it ends, next 2 months, 2.5 months will be very easy, very straight going, like all the repetitive works you will be doing, and you will be learning, and you will be having a lot of time. So the time goes from in the normal days 9:30. I used to leave from my home at 9 and then reach my home by evening 6 to 6:30. That's it for the rest of the 2 months. So it used to go like that, and that thing actually helped me in work study balance, because you can complete a lot of classes after coming and you won't be getting that much tired, and in between also you will be getting a lot of time to complete the classes as well. They are very supportive and all the officers were very young. They were just like our brothers. We were very chill. So work study balance was quite good. So I loved that about the PSUs. And as a Sarkari myth, so then it is a Sarkari office. People don't do work and all. So don't believe all those things. They do work. They have a lot of work. And believe me, when you join as an employee in a PSU, it's not just that you'll be doing in a particular department. They will shift you every year, every 1 year, 1.5 year. You'll be rotating across those four areas or any other thing. So you'll be getting complete idea of managing a company across all the departments. You're not confined to a particular space. So sometimes articles, they weren't there. They were absent. They were on leave for a week. So I had to go there and do the indirect tax work, or I had to submit their reports. And even we had MIS reports to submit to the government, like MSME vendors who have payments more than 45 days. They should not be stopped their payment. Why is the payment not getting authorized to them? Why they aren't getting paid? You need to have reasons for everything. So that report used to go, and we are responsible to the government. So if you go to the government departments and check, every government company, they will be having a report. So this was also done by us. Audit MIS reports were there. So a lot of work used to go, and you will be the main thing was the culture. You will be understanding how a CA works inside a company, and that is the main thing. You will be the main benefit was also the employee policies. You will be loving the professionalism they have, So that was my whole IOCL journey, and it was very smooth. I enjoyed a lot, and we used to play cricket on Saturday, Sunday with the officers. So they were quite chill. Even during the quarterly closings, morning we used to play cricket, and then at 11 a.m. we used to come to the office and work till evening. So everything used to just those 10 months were literally the best. So that's why I wanted to work with PSUs again after qualification also. But with respect to PSUs, they don't give you PPO. But if you get selected in your campus or somewhere, this will definitely help you, and they will just take you simply because you had experience earlier and you have already done. And if you just let the officer say, like, take the feedback and just let them know, like, it's very easy. So it's just about fate or luck after qualifying. But whatever industrial running was there, it was very, very beautiful.
Great. I think, Sai, you have covered in much detail what exactly was your journey, what is the role at IOCL. So basically, one question I have got in the registration form that we have sent for the students, the question was कि मतलब most of the students are confused which domain to choose. मतलब इतने सारे domains हैं, इतनी सारी नई चीजें हैं, so how they should figure out.
Okay, so with respect to the domain, first you must go with interest. I was very specific that after 2 years of doing articleship in a very small firm, I have done across all the areas, and I got interest in audit or normal finance. I didn't want to do in taxation, so that was my clear thought. There was a clear thought in my head, so I went ahead with that and I applied across all those. So first comes your interest. Suppose in case you are not able to find as per your interest, then apply whatever you get. Then that is the only option. Apply whatever you get, and you need to do the SWOT analysis, see the pros and cons, like which is benefiting me more. If I go into this area, talk to those people who are already pursuing training there. They will say you, okay, this role is interest. Like this role is really benefiting over a period of time. I might not know about this role earlier, but listening to them gives me interest. That can also happen. पहले नहीं पता होता था, बाद में सुन के अच्छा लगा. That can also happen. So talk to them. I spoke to a lot of people across 5 to 6 months, like from every company. I just used to message them, take their number, talk for half an hour at least. So just get a complete idea before you apply for any company or any role. Talk to them. Just say, is it okay, or will I get bored there? What is the culture? Talk to them. That will give you the real analysis. So first is interest, and then apply wherever you get, and then estimate the pros and cons.
Yeah, fine. And one more student has asked a question like, is it okay to get a trade-off such as not getting a rank or deferring the attempt for going on an industrial training?
See, rank is also possible with industrial training. There are many examples live, and our also secured. And even on LinkedIn, you can find many people who secured rank with industrial training also. But with respect to deferring attempt, this is an aspect to look at. But with my experience, I have deferred and I got 2 months leave only. I did 3 years of articleship, 2 years completely, and then I did 10 months. I just got 2 months leave in my whole 3 years of articleship. So at the end, I was at a stage, agar मैं exam दूंगा, I will be able to write only one group perfectly. So that was my thought in my head. If I defer, I will get additional 2 months only, because my articleship was ending in March 2022. My training would be ending in January 2022. If I defer, I will be writing in May. So it was just four months, even if I defer in my hand. So that was just the difference. So I just deferred. I was eligible for December 21 attempt, November 21 attempt. So I deferred and I took the extra 3 months time, 2 months and just a 1 month. So, and I gave in the deferring attempt. I cleared it in the first attempt. So that I did, and it is worth it. And I'm saying you another thing which with my experience, किसी को घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ता तुम डिफर करोगे फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में. इफ यू क्लियर, नो वन विल आस्क यू, नो वन इज गोइंग टू आस्क यू, बिकॉज यू क्लियर्ड इट एंड डिफरेंस इज नॉट विजिबल. सपोज your articleship has ended in January and you cleared it in next November, then they will find the difference. there is a 10 months gap, there is a year gap after your articleship. So attempt is clearly visible. But after completing in January 22, I'm writing in just in May and clearing, that difference is not visible and people won't even realize it that you have deferred the attempt. Okay, even you don't need to explicitly say that I have deferred. Okay, just defer, clear, take the time, utilize it to your advantage, and then write the exam. That's it.
Okay, Sai. So if you were to say in within just 4 or 5 lines, like how important is it to expand ourselves on LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, see, what I believe on LinkedIn is people will connect you, follow you, talk to you if you have a value. They find a value addition from you. Okay, this guy is resourceful, this lady is resourceful, then they will follow you. As simple as that. Okay, you are providing a valuable post, you are providing some key information, they will follow you. Okay, simple rule. So growth starts from you. You grow, there will be hundreds of people who will be growing along with you later after your success. So growth starts from you. Work on yourself, focus on yourself, get that success, then teach people. Okay, so that is the reason. So अगर मेरे को first attempt, if I don't clear it in first attempt and then I go and tell people that you need to clear it in first attempt, will they listen to me? No, right? So I need to clear it in first attempt first. So it starts from yourself and then you increase. Then you need to frame your knowledge, resource, then pass it on to people in a proper key way. Then you need to brainstorm the ideas, content which you have. Take a notes and then just write what you know, what you can pass on to people, how can you help them, do the LinkedIn audio events or do collaborations. Okay, so all these things you can do. And I did the paper presentations and then I posted regarding how to do the paper presentations and all. I took the email IDs, I sent them. So everything has just been passed neatly over a period of time. So LinkedIn comes from you. You grow, LinkedIn grows, then your achievements or your scores or whatever will be visible on your LinkedIn profile, and the people will notice, and over a time it grows. That is a simple rule.
Yeah. So, okay, that was quite brief and quite interesting, right? So that was all from my side. Now I open the platform for the audience. And please, I again request one person, one question, and please keep your question short and crisp. You may raise your hands if you wish to ask anything.
Yeah, yes.
If anyone is interested in asking, please raise your hands.
Hi, Amit. Good evening.
Yeah. I was just scrolling your link site. So that you have even been associated with Standard Chartered, right?
Yes.
Can you?
Sorry, your voice was breaking. Sorry.
Audible.
Yes. Yes.
No, I have seen in your profile that you have worked with Standard Chartered, right?
Yes.
So in the product control department, I
Yes.
wanted you to kind of put brief on that, what kind of role it is and whether it helped you and whether the industrial training, the kind of learnings which you have had in the industrial training, whether it helped in Standard Chartered.
I got into a completely contrasting role after my industrial training in the campus placements. I got into that is a whole different role. I didn't do that work in my whole 3 years of articleship, entirely untouched area. But I had a good grip over SFM, and my elective paper was FSCM, Financial Services and Capital Markets. So I was specifically interested in it, and that helped me to place in that product control role because I had a good grip in SFM. So in product control, I was placed in the reporting area, and that was the main reason I resigned the job. So there will be across 6 to 7 departments inside product control. There will be front end who will be dealing with the traders as well, and then at the back end you will also be there. So the point is that there will be high HNI traders or high net worth traders across international stock exchanges, and I worked in Standard Chartered Global Business Services. It is the global part of Standard Chartered Bank. It is not exactly banking. It is not regular banking or HDFC or ICICI Bank. Okay, it was the global part. It was completely different. So we had front end areas also. We had rates department, we had commodities department, we had equities department, we had cash department. So I was in the reporting area. We used to get all the data from other departments, and then we used to reconcile the whole information which is going to the senior management. We used to finalize the balance sheets or everything, and then during reconciliation we used to analyze. My work was completely about analysis and rectifying the suspense issues. Like if I have to say some information is coming, that information has to pass on into a specific account code, department code, product code, like that. That information has to pass on, and there are certain combination rules set so that information goes through. If the information doesn't go through that rule, it goes into suspense. Then it's upon you that you frame a new rule, you amend a rule, you add on, you talk to management. It can take 1 month or it can take 1 day also. The suspense issues cannot be solved, or sometimes the suspense may be of crores. It may be 100 crores or 200 crores. Sometimes the suspense may be very immaterial. So it's completely about analysis work, and it's about reconciliation, preparing the Excel reports and all. So the front end have understood the role quite effectively. I was at the back end, so I wasn't able to get that much detail about the department. And I was basically a guy who was into a lot of interaction or like communication and all. I am not interested into being on Excel for 12 or 13 hours. That doesn't motivate me, or it doesn't grow me as a person. So I wasn't interested. So I just did for 9 to 10 months and I left. And now I'm having the CMA final. So I'll be giving and then joining it in another organization. So that's about product control. And I was placed through ICA campus placement only, and Standard Chartered was giving very good package. It was about 14.5 LPA. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. I think KJ, you may ask your question.
Hi, Charan. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, KJ.
So Charan, I'm confused right now because I got an offer in Flipkart for industrial training, as well as in WeWork India. So the reason I'm confused is Flipkart offers only 3 months of study leave, whereas WeWork India offers me 5 to 6 months of study leave, which is rare. So this year they are planning to rotate the industrial trainees every 1 year. So I am eligible for 18 months, but then they want me only for 12 months. So the remaining 6 months they have agreed to give it as study leave. So my doubt is, should I go to a place where I can, since I have 6 months study leave, should I choose that, or should I go to a, well-reputed? Flipkart is obviously much better than WeWork India in terms of revenue. So which do you think should I choose? As per all your experience and everything, is it the one which adds value to my resume, or one which I can, give more time to my studies?
I think Flipkart shouldn't be that much hectic so that you can't manage your study. Is it? You spoke to the already working in
they said, I've spoken to them. They said it's pretty, except like you mentioned earlier, it's the quarter end that that has a lot of extra time and all that. But then but yes, 3 months time, some of them feel 3 months is not enough, to be honest. So when I heard, because normal firms, they give you 5 to 6 months. So I mean, when you get that in an industrial training, so that is another advantage. So I'm confused whether WeWork India, because Flipkart is much better. So I'm confused about that.
Okay. In that case, if you feel 3 months is not enough, see the difference if you differ. Like after completing your articleship, see the difference if you differ. What will be your next attempt? When is the exact date your articleship is being completed? And then you see the next attempt. The difference shouldn't be more than 6 months, or like the difference shouldn't be quite visible. I was specifically stressing on that point during my attempt differing. So if the difference is visible, then it will cause an issue.
Okay.
So
Got
keep
it.
in mind that point. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Charan.
Yeah. Welcome, KJ.
Okay, so quickly we'll be taking a last question. Sujal, you may ask.
Hello. Hello, Sujal. You aren't audible.
Hello.
Yes, Sujal.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yeah.
So thanks a lot, Sai, for your insights on the industrial training, and thank you so much, Team MSc, for such a wonderful session. So my question is regarding the industrial training in the new curriculum. As since in the new curriculum we have only 2 years of articleship. So does it goes well to do 1 year of articleship and 1 year of industrial training? And if so, will the firm's policy will change regarding the industrial trainings that currently the industrial training is around 15 to 24 months and around 18 months and some. So will it is going to be changed for 12 months too? So just want your view on that.
Regarding the firm policy, before you join wherever you are, you have to be specifically open with respect to this point to your principal and talk to him or her that yes, I want to do industrial training later on, and this is I may go or I may not go, but you have to be open in the beginning itself. It depends on firm to firm, so no firm can be same, so you have to be open with that, and I cannot say regarding the firm's policy. And suppose if you get placed in a specialized department right in the beginning of your articleship itself, it's better to continue for 2 years. Okay, suppose you are getting placed in a mid-sized firm where you are getting to do everything, and that is not quite in top 10 or top 20, then it's quite recommended that you go to industrial training because it can add on your resume and can highlight. And that was also my one major reason to go to industrial training. So I hope you get that.
Okay,
if it is
yes,
general, go to industrial training. If it is not general, then it's better to stick, because that particular specialization will get highlighted for in the entire 2 years.
Yes. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, welcome, Susan.
Okay, so that's what all, Sai, and it was a great evening with you. Thank you for sharing your experience, your knowledge, and guiding us. Thank you so much on behalf of the entire team MSc. Thank you for joining us for the session.
My pleasure, Srishti and NSC team, Varun, Purva, Padam, and everyone. So thank you so much for inviting me. It was pleasure talking to everyone. And Prasanna is there, so let him invite him.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so we have our next speaker who secured AIR rank AIR 11 in CA Intermediate, AIR 3 in CA Foundation, and he has completed his CFA level 1, and he has done his articleship from KPMG Deal Advisory and currently pursuing his industrial training in private equity at Motilal Oswal. Team MSc welcomes you, Prasanna.
Yeah, thank you, Purva.
Yeah. Thank you, Prasanna, for joining us here and staying for so long. So, without wasting anything else of the time, I would strictly come to the point. Like, I would like to know what exactly was your role there. Is your role there in the private equity? What is private equity? Because बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनको इसके बारे में idea नहीं है, but they wish to know more about it. So, I would like you to guide on this.
Yeah. So basically, I will just give you a glimpse about private equity in a very brief manner. So private equity is basically they are the funds who raise money from investors like HNIs, like high net worth individuals, and investors, institutional investors mainly, and then invest in private companies. So what happens that as an individual, we invest in listed stocks, right? In equity, if we talk about equity. But to invest in private companies, it is not accessible to everyone because private companies cannot raise money from everyone, right? But at times, private companies also need money, and taking a debt or borrowing money is not an option always. So here comes the private equity into picture. And as a private equity firm, so each firm has a different mandate to invest in private companies. So if you talk about Motilal Oswal Private Equity, it invests primarily in the range of 200 to 500 CR in private companies. So in private equity, what we do, so actually there are three aspects. First is evaluation of investment. So we may get some deals from IB saying that this is a private company, let's say XYZ Private Limited, and they want to raise, let's say 200 CR. Okay. Then we will analyze the company on different aspects. I would divide it into two aspects. One is financial and one is operational. If you talk about financial aspect, then we will see the valuation of the company, the sales, the EBITDA, the enterprise value, the net profits, etc. And another is operational aspect, like the company, the industry in which it is operating, the total market of that industry, the growth rate of the industry, the historical growth rate of the company, and all other factors. And then after a long research and analysis and everything, and after doing due diligence, then private equity funds invest in private companies. So we do analyze companies, we do analyze investments primarily on the basis of financial metrics, applying the financial concepts that we learn in SFM or AFM or in CFM. So that is one. Second is that private companies usually take an exit from the portfolio company after, let's say, 5 to 10 years. Then let's say we have invested in ABC Private Limited, and in, let's say, 2020. Now we also take one board seat on the ABC Private Limited, and we are involved in the strategic decision making as well. So it is not like you are investing in a company and just sitting and relaxing and you will take an exit after 5-10 years. It is like actually sitting on the board of the company, actually getting involved in decision making and trying to improve the performance of the company. And the major benefit that private companies get by allowing a private equity firm to come in as an investor is that the private equity firms have an expertise in the segment. So if you talk about the people working in private equity, majorly they are MBAs from B schools like IIMs or kind of thing. And they have the sector experience. So let's say MD in pharma sector in the private equity firm will have experience of, let's say, 10 or 15 years of experience in pharma investments. So he understands the business, he understands the pharma business, and he will be able to guide the company in improving the performance. So we actually also monitor the performance of our portfolio companies and try to enhance their performance. That is the second part. So majorly investing and monitoring the portfolio companies are the two major aspects of the private equity players.
Okay, great. So as an article assistant, what all exposure of the work do you get there?
Okay. So as an article, first of all, I would say that there is no as such distinction between an article or analyst level people in private equity. So whatever work I am doing is also being done by other people who are at the post CA or the qualified ones, right? So there is no as such specific work that this has to be done only by interns or interns will do only this kind of work. But obviously, at this stage as an intern, we don't get a chance to go to management of the company for meetings. That is not available. But the other works like maybe assisting in preparation of decks, then actual evaluation of investments, and also in improving the performance of portfolio companies, we play a role. So I will give you a couple of examples. So if you talk about improving the performance of a portfolio company, then we will see the comparables, the other industry players in that industry which are listed. And since all the data, almost all the data about listed is available, then we will analyze why the listed company is improving, at what factors, is it reducing its cost or what? And then we will advise our own portfolio company to factor in those factors. And also to analyze investments, we are completely involved. It is not like that you as an intern don't get an opportunity to analyze investment. Even your your suggestions will be welcomed, and you'll be given a chance to sit in the meetings with everyone in the firm and to understand the nitty-gritties of business. So as such, the work is very good.
Okay, great. So, what are the interview questions and how is the selection process at Motilal Oswal?
Okay. So if I talk about Motilal Oswal Private Equity, there were 3 rounds of interview. associate level, VP level, and MD level, the managing director. In interview, there are three types of question. One is with respect to the financial concepts, like what we learn in CFA or in SFM, like basically very small concepts like free cash flow to the firm, free cash flow to equity, or working capital management, ratios, all these kinds of concept. Second will be some questions with respect to investing. So the interviewer will ask that, do you invest? You will say yes, then which stocks? Then you say, let's say X Limited. Then why X Limited? Then he will drill down on the X Limited. So what did you think about investing about X Limited? So why did you invest in X Limited? So they just want to check your investing acumen, or do you really like an investment or not, to understand that are you a long-term player in the industry or not. So they will ask you about X Limited. So let's say you analyze financial factors like P ratio of X Limited, the industry P ratio, blah, 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 blah. Then they will also ask about other aspects. Okay, apart from financial, what did you see? So like operational management or the different kinds of operational aspects of the industry or of the company we can explain. And the third questions are with respect to previous work experience. So I had questions like, so what was the work in KPMG? So what exactly were the deals and everything of that aspect. So broadly, these are the three major heads. One is financial concepts, second is investing, and third is prior work experience. Apart from that, maybe there will be a question or couple of questions regarding behavioral type of questions like, um, what is your hobby and how are you doing about it? These kinds of questions.
Okay, so like Motilal Oswal was the only company you gave the interview, or some other companies also?
Yeah, so I appeared for interviews for BCG, HUL, and Motilal Oswal Private Equity. And HUL, there were 3 rounds of interview. I was selected by HUL, but again, the profile was with respect to the operational side of business, the supply chain and the kind of role. And this was an investing role. And in BCG, I went to the final round, but in the final round, I didn't get selected.
Okay. So, like, what are the future opportunities for the person who is pursuing his industrial training in private equity at Motilal Oswal?
Okay, so see, in Motilal Oswal, there are no more precedents about industrial training in the recent, but previously there was an industrial trainee last year, and he is now in another private equity firm. He also secured a rank in final again, and he's in another private equity firm. So that is one. The most important part is that the entry into private equity is very difficult because it's an industry where very few people are required, and majorly they hire from MBA background, mostly IIMs or kind of thing, because they want an business acumen. And in CA course as such, there is not much of exposure to these things. Mainly the focus is on financial area. But yes, there are many CAs in private equities as well. And after entering the industry, what my sense is that you will get an exposure to other private equity firms as well, and doors will be open. Apart from private equity, if someone wants to join into business, maybe starting his own business or going to industry, I feel it won't be a problem, because in private equity, what you are doing is not like you are working on a particular one section, like taxation or auditing. You are actually looking at the business both from investing perspective and operational perspective, like I mentioned earlier. So you may get into other industry roles as well, and maybe in consulting as well.
Okay, so the most important question that we CA students face ki work study balance. Like, how is the work pressure there? हो पाएगा क्या balance?
So the work pressure at Motilal Oswal Private Equity is fairly similar to articleship in Big Four kind of thing. So maybe 9:30 to say 7:30 kind of thing. And definitely you can manage studies because the point is, if you are done your articleship, so majorly the articleship timings are also like 11 to 7:30. This is just an addition of 1 hour or so. And then you can definitely manage your studies as well. It's not like what BCG is like 60 hours a work week, not like that kind of thing. So definitely it is, I feel it is possible to manage work and study together.
Okay. Okay, so I'm having one more question, which I personally feel like asking. If like I'm a person who have not done CFA, not having any background relating to CFA, so is it still कि क्या मैं enter कर सकती हूँ? मेरे मतलब मुझे क्या चीजों का, क्या subjects का, क्या topics का ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा for giving the interview?
So definitely the most important subject will be finance only. Maybe you are financial management in intermediate, even if you are not done your CFA, but the questions will be with respect to CFA study. And even in CFA L1, so
Prasanna, I think some network issues there. Hello.
hello. Yeah, sorry, I got
Yeah,
disconnected.
Prasanna, actually, yeah.
Yeah. So, talking about CFA, so in CFA L1 also, so I have cleared my CFA level 1, and in CFA level 1 also, almost 70% of syllabus is similar to what you have learned in CA Foundation or CA Intermediate, right? So, as such, there is no necessity of CFA level 1 to clear interviews. You just need to be aware of the financial concepts and the practical logic of the financial concepts. So, what they see in a candidate is the logic, the IQ, and the financial acumen. So, it is not required that you should do CFA only. Having said that, I would also suggest that having a CFA level 1 cleared on your CV will definitely add some value and will be given a bonus point. Given that you are doing a CFA, it shows that you actually like investing and you must have some more knowledge than a normal CA student. So it will be an added advantage, but it's not a prerequisite.
Okay, so two of the questions have popped up in the chat box. Like one of them is asked, कि I think Motilal Oswal hired only ranker for CA industrial training. So is he correct?
Yeah, so mostly, so see, in Motilal Oswal private equity now, there are summer interns from IIMs for 2 months. And similar to just summer interns from IIMs, they are hiring CA industrial trainees. So earlier there was one, now I am the one. I think in the previous past, there might be some couple of, or maybe one or two, but not much. And also in private equity in general, the team size are very small. So even if we talk about domestic private equity, if we talk about global private equity, the team's size is going to be small only. There are not much people. So in Motilal Oswal private equity, in investment side, in investment team, there are only 20 people, including me. 19 full-time employees and one intern. I am there. So yeah, there are as such they require only few people, and hence when they're so it's like economic concept, when the demand is high and supply is only very less, then
Yeah.
they give preference to rankers.
Correct. So okay, so one of the person have also asked like, do you know any other firms for private equity other than Motilal Oswal?
Yeah, so if you talk about global private equities, as per my knowledge, no global private equity hires an industrial training. That is one. If you talk about domestic private equities, then there is the India Resurgence Fund, India RF Fund, which is a JV between Bain Capital Credit and Piramal Enterprises. I think they recently hired one. And apart from that, there is a Banyan Tree. Banyan Tree also hires an industrial training. But I need to check whether it's a purely PE firm, or do they hire in the PE investment side, or do they hire in accounting side? So it's like the other aspect. Like you are in a PE firm doing an industrial training, but you are doing the CA work like accounting or finance or taxation side of thing. But I'm in investment side. So Banyan Tree, I need to confirm whether it is in the investment side or not.
Okay, great. So one more thing I would like to ask, like many of the students think they are working in the Big Fours for articleship. So leaving the Big Four and going for some other firm to do industrial training. So should they मतलब brand की तरफ जाए या प्रोफाइल देखे या कैसे करे समझ नहीं आता है बहुत से लोगों को.
Right. So see, there is no clear answer to this question, and it is completely subjective. but I will give you the guidance or the guiding point to decide what should a person do. So first of all, one should look at his current profile in the Big Four. Second, his desired profile in life from a long-term career perspective. So for me, I was working in taxation in Big Four, right? And then I was very clear that I don't want to pursue tax practice or work in taxation in the long-term career. And I actually wanted to work in some investing side or financial side because I actually love numbers, playing with numbers kind of thing. So that is very subjective thing. It depends on the profile and the another conflict between brand versus profile. Uh, I would just say that you can't just give one thing behind. So you should balance between both. uh, Having said that, one more point that even if you are pursuing for a brand, you go for a brand, but do check profile as well, because you may be working in a say $1 billion company, but if you are working in such a department that you don't want to pursue your career in the long term future, then you should not join that company. So, but again, for a profile, you should not compromise on the brand itself. So a decent brand and a good profile, or a decent profile and good brand, this should be the combination.
Okay, so one last question from my side. I think that has also popped up into the chat box. Like, what is the package that Motilal Oswal offers post qualification?
So actually, I am not very sure. Even I don't have a clear-cut answer, but it is somewhere in the range of. So see, in Motilal Oswal private equity as well, the CA majorly there are people from IIM, and all the CAs are rankers. So the package is standard with respect to what rankers get post qualification. Uh, yeah, I can say that only.
Okay, so Prasanna, like, what advice or anything that you would like to give to the students, those who are means aspiring to do an articleship in private equity? So, like, क्या अभी से स्टॉक मार्केट को ट्रैक करना शुरू करना चाहिए या कैसे क्या करना चाहिए? Any advice on that?
Yeah. So first of all, don't run behind stock market. That is not going to help you. So that will help you marginally, but the cost involved, like the time involved, will not be the cost benefit analysis will be negative. So the main part is you are interested in investing, but not like stock investing. So in stock market, if you're investing in one or two companies, analyzing the company in detail, reading the annual report, reading the investor presentations, listening to earning con calls, then it will be useful. But if you are just looking for the charts, the technical aspects, then it will not be useful. One thing I missed mentioning was that in private equity, we are doing fundamental analysis and not technical analysis. Like what traders do in technical analysis, reading the charts and then predicting on the trends that the stock price will go up or low. We are actually seeing the core fundamentals of the company and the operations of the company. So don't run behind stock market. Just let's take one or two companies in different industries, or maybe three companies in three different industries, analyze them properly, read the annual report, understand the business, understand the industry, research about that industry, the other players, etc., etc., and that will be helpful rather than completely focusing on stock market. That will be my advice.
Okay. So, Prasanna, that was all from my side. I think you have covered most points, and that was most amazing hearing from you. Now, the platform is open for the audience. If they would like to ask any questions, you could ask.
Hi Prasanna, Ashwani this side.
Hi Ashwini, how are you?
I am fine. So currently I am doing my articleship from New Delhi in valuation domain specifically.
Okay.
So I am so much interested in startups, and I am also getting better exposure there, and I am talking, yes, all about valuations. So what are the different domains after valuations, and to know about startups and businesses?
Okay. Okay. So first of all, you can definitely go for IB. In investment banking, it's a very good domain. You analyze the company, you analyze the industry, and you do extensive research using the research tools and subscriptions. And it's a very good opportunity. Second, you can go for equity research. But again, as per my limited understanding, equity research is for listed companies. I'm not sure about startups. So
Okay.
that you need to check. But I think IB will be the one. And for industrial training, I think the opportunities will be less with respect to startups kind of thing. But there is one more profile of Aditya Birla Group in corporate strategy. The Aditya Birla Group corporate strategy role is available mostly in Mumbai only, but that role is also good. And they have another venture, Aditya Birla Ventures. But again, I'm not sure do they hire for industrial trainees or not. They definitely hire for CAs, qualified CAs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Anyone else is having any questions?
Unable to. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shrishti. Hi. Actually, I'm unable to raise my hand. Can I go next, if you allow?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Prasanna. Good evening. Thank you for your time and thank you for your valuable insights. So
Hi.
actually, I am pursuing my articleship in audit and assurance from Deloitte. But one major doubt which I am facing currently while in my preparation for industrial training is that how to make my skills which I have acquired during my articleship experience transferable. Like I have done my articleship in audit and assurance, but I am keen. I have a keen interest in private equity investment banking. So how do I make my skills transferable so that they can be relevant for the firms where I am applying?
Yeah.
So could you please?
So one of the skill that I can relate between private equity and auditing is the Microsoft Excel. So in private equity, having a good hand on Microsoft Excel is a key. It is very important. You need to plot so many things. You need to do a lot of analysis on Excel, and hence, if you have an advantage of Excel because you are working in statutory audit, and I believe that you must be having good exposure to Microsoft Excel, then uh, you can definitely add that to your CV and talk about that in your interview as well. So that is one. Apart from that, in it, you are working on financial statements, right? So you have the knowledge of each and every part of financial statement and how actually everything flows in the financial statement, right? From the income statement to cash flow statement. This is an important thing in private equity as well. So we plot different things and we actually understand the actual business. So how everything is flowing and how if we change one thing, then how it can impact the other parts of the business. So that is the other skill. So I think these are some of the skills that you can leverage having in statutory audit for getting into private equity. I hope that answers your question, or is there anything else?
Yes, definitely that answered my query. Shristi, if you may allow, just can I ask one more little question?
Okay, sure, but please wind it up quickly.
Yeah, that would be short
Yeah.
one. So this is an obvious question. Where do you think you could have improved in your you earlier in the conversation you talked that you had appeared for the BCG interview as well. So as per your understanding, where could you have improved to gain a
Okay.
better chance at it?
Yeah. So basically, at our time, there were 16 people shortlisted just 2 months back. And there were 6 people in the final round, the third round. So I was one of them. And then I didn't get selected. Even I asked this question to the person who called me for saying about the result. But I didn't get a clear-cut answer. But what I can say from my friend's experience or kind of thing, they generally look for your structured thought. Your answer might be wrong, but that will be completely fine. Your structured thoughts, your ability to communicate your thoughts well in an articulated manner, and and your personality. So will you be able to gel up with the team because you will be with the team at outstations for days and weeks, right? So your personality, your communication skills, and your actual business acumen kind of thing, or your strategic or structure thinking kind of thing. That are the key parameters.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we'll take the last question of Sahil.
Hello, can I go next?
Hi,
Hello.
hi, Prasanna. How are you?
Hi, Sai. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. So, currently I'm doing my articleship in Deloitte in deal advisory, M&A tax and PE. A month back, I was in KPMG M&A tax and PE in Gurgaon itself. I also
Okay, got it.
scored a rank in CA Inter. So the problem I'm facing right now is I am looking forward to joining maybe Motilal Oswal in the future, but
Right.
due to as I'm registered in the new scheme of ICI, so I have articleship training only for 24 months, and in that I can do
Okay.
industrial for only 12 months. And
Right.
I have seen that Motilal Oswal usually hires people who have like more than 12 months of industrial training on their hand left.
Yeah.
So will
Yes.
that
Yes.
be a downside on my part, as I'm also competing with the people who will be appearing for May 25 examinations? That's
Right. 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 Got it. Got it. No, so I don't think that will be a problem, given that, as I mentioned earlier, they have the habit of hiring even 2 months summer interns from IIMs, right? And definitely a person who is coming for complete 12 months will be much more valuable than a person coming for just 2 months. Second point is that earlier it was possible to take 18 months industrial training, and that's why they were hiring. And it also depends on the vacancy. So they hired me last month because also they were needing an intern, right? So I don't think that will be an issue on the part that you are just having 12 months of industrial training opportunity as against 18 months earlier policy. So I don't think that will be an issue.
okay. Thank you. Great to connect with you, Prasanna. Thank you.
Same here, Sahil.
Okay, great. Prasanna, if you don't have any problem, I will request the people to DM you on their LinkedIn, and if you are
Sure,
able to guide them up there.
sure.
Yeah,
Completely
so
fine.
everyone, please, I would request you to DM Prasanna on the LinkedIn and ask all your doubts and queries, because I'm so sorry I won't be able to let you do this because of the time crunch. So sorry for this.
It was great
Okay,
interacting with you
so
all. Thank you so much. Thank you,
yeah, thank you
Srishti.
so much, Prasanna. Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
We'll share the LinkedIn ID of all the speakers in our WhatsApp and Telegram groups, so you all can go there and check out. Okay, thank you so much, Prasanna. Okay, so let's move on to our next speaker. Our next speaker is coming freshly from the Versailles conference, and he has also won the Best Paper Presenter Award. So I welcome Aryan, who has completed his articleship in KPMG in risk advisory domain, and he is currently pursuing his industrial training in business finance from Marico Limited. So Aryan, team MSc welcomes you.
Thank you so much, Srishti. It's pleasure for me to
And
attend the conference,
even
attend
congratulations
this
for
session.
winning the Best Paper Presenter Award.
Thank you so much for that also. Thank you so much. Right now, I'm
Yeah.
also in the Vasai branch only.
Okay. So come on. Okay. So coming forward to it, we'll first like to ask you, like, how was the conference? How was your experience there?
Sure, sure. So what happened was the one of the person who was who have to attend who have to present the paper on the particular topic. At the end moment, he begged from the topic, and I got a call in the today morning itself at around 7 a.m. that Aryan, you have to present the paper, because my paper was not selected earlier, and it was the second day that I got a call around 7 a.m. that Aryan, you have to present the paper, and my PPT was not 100% ready. I have just drafted the PPT that I have sent earlier to the branch, and within 2 hours I have completed the PPT along with the rehearsal and all. And there is around 1.5 hour travel also, and I have to present my paper around 11:30. So it all happened with very hectic schedule, and anyhow I managed. But yeah, definitely judges, I think judges have given me a positive some more marks for presenting the paper within the rehearsal of 1 day. So yeah, it was a very great conference, and I must suggest to everyone to attend any conference that are going to be held anywhere.
Great. Aryan, if it's possible, is it able for you to turn on your camera? If it's
Am I
possible.
not? Yeah, yeah, definitely. I have turned
Yeah.
on my camera. Is it visible or not?
Uh, can anyone just confirm whether it's visible or not? Yeah, I think it's visible now.
It's visible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So coming on towards the industrial training part. So what exactly is your role there at Marico?
Yeah, sure. So in Marico Limited, I'm in business finance domain. So we have to understand like what is Marico Limited and how the hierarchy of Marico Limited. So in Marico Limited, we have Marico is one of the listed company, one of the top 5 MNC. If you must know about it. So so we have around 30 plus countries in which Marico has products that they are doing business in. And so we have created two departments. One is international business and other one is Indian business. So and around 25% of revenue comes from international business and 75% around from domestic business. And I am in the India business division in business finance domain. And if I talk about my particular role, then right now I have spent around 2 months in Marico Limited, and I was involved in basically the monthly closure activities. But I have already discussed with my manager, and he told me that you'll not be doing the same activity year by year, monthly activities. But before going forward, we have to understand what are the normal monthly procedures that we are doing on a monthly basis. So last month I'm those monthly activities. Plus there are some automation projects are also going on. I'm also doing that particular project along with my team. And apart from this, there are some reconciliations, and definitely there are some opportunities that how can we reduce our costing and how can we provide we can make some insightful so that our cost so that we can do some cost reduction and profit improvement. So we are also doing some research on that, like fixed overhead, how can we reduce fixed overhead. Last month we have did that. So there are many other than this particular monthly activities and automation projects. I am also involved on those projects.
Okay. So other than Marico, which other companies or the firms you have gave your interview for industrial training?
Okay. So I have given interview around a lot of companies. I have appeared for interview of around 25 plus countries, including Amazon, CA Tires, HSBC, and if you heard about the Inmobi and Godrej and Intel and one of the Everready. Yeah, these are the major companies that I appeared.
Okay, so what would you like to say, like finance interviews के लिए what all content should the students prepare या किस type के questions पूछे जाते हैं?
Yeah, definitely. So if we come from a mid-size or a big for anything, we have already completed around 1.5 year of articleship as per the old scheme. So they are expecting at least we have to know about what are the Ind AS that we have already studied in our financial reporting paper, and they are also expecting some sort of finance related concept that are from SFM. So in mostly if I talk about particularly me, then mostly there are questions related to FR that are Ind ASs that they actually ask from, like 109 PP 116. These are some common Ind AS that they ask for. And in SFM they don't ask majorly, but yeah, definitely you should have a hand over it. Like they also ask about what is the difference between coupon rate and yield, and these are some type of questions that they generally ask for. And for all the audience, I have already prepared one PDF along with some of my friends that who also helped me in preparing that particular PDF, that what are the type of questions that have been asked from them and as well, and me also. So I have compiled that particular PDF, and definitely I will share over LinkedIn, and you can also take it from my student club website also. I will share over there.
Okay, that's so great that you have prepared entirely question set that would have asked in the interviews relating to finance. So thanks a lot from all the students to you for helping them so much. So moving on to the next question, like how is the work study balance there? Like, how is the work pressure?
Okay. So work pressure is like I can say it is like in Big Four, definitely it was 5 days working. But if there is a work you must have to work. There is no any question about it. Like you can't say like it is a holiday or anything. You can get a call after 10 p.m. also. It is like you have to work if there is a work. If there is no work, then you may chill in the office time also. But in industry, there are fixed timings, like from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. it is the timing. Then you have to work in that particular time hours only. Even if there is monthly closing, then you don't have to work. So today and tomorrow, so it is a weekend, like 1st and 2nd and 3rd of October. So it is a time of monthly closing, but I'm not working right now. And it is like, so it is definitely possible for me to study better than as compared to my previous firm. So that's why I am able to manage my studies in weekdays as well as weekends also. So it is better for me at least. And if I talk about most of the companies in the industry, they also have weekends off, generally weekends off. So, and if you are also from a CA firm, whether it is a mid-size or big four, then definitely I think you have to work if there is a work. So there is no any question about it. सारे आर्टिकल्स ही हैं तो पता ही होगा कि कैसे काम करना पड़ता है वो तो.
Definitely. Okay.
या
So,
तो
like,
इंडस्ट्री में
one
आके
of the
इतना नहीं
students
होता है.
are,
We
yeah.
can manage.
Great. So one of the students has also asked the question like, should we pursue industrial training despite having limited study leaves at the cost of leaving one of the big fours?
Okay. So like yeah, it is something that we have to think about. So I also one of the same situation, like you're asking, we have to choose the industry or not, even if we are in one of the big four. I was also in one of the big four, but I choose to came into industry. So yeah, it is our personal opinion, but definitely I think you have to go for go in the industry if you want to do the job in the long run. If you want to practice in the long run, I will suggest you not to go for any particular industry and continue your articleship from mid-size firm or the big four. But if you are planning for a long term, you are planning for a job, then you must have to do your industrial training. But second thing is the study leave. Definitely there are around maximum in maximum companies there are around only 3 months of exam is that they are providing, and it is definitely very low times that we can manage our studies. But as I just said in the previous question, that in CA firms there is some hectic schedule that we have to manage, and it is not easy for us to prepare for our studies. But if we go into the industry, then there are fixed timings, and we can also study during the weekdays as well as on weekends. So if you have clear mindset that I have to go in the industry only after my completing my CA, then you must have to go for industry, and you must be confident enough ki you will clear it in 3 months, and definitely you will also got better time and more time in your weekdays also. I hope it may clear your doubts.
Yeah, cool. So now one last question that I have from my side is how important is being socially involved, like in conferences, competitions, and ICI activities? As you have recently presented at a conference, so you must be better knowing like what are the qualities that you get to know, what are the networks you get to create. So just elaborate on that.
Sure. So what happened, like conferences, so just for clarity, it is my one of the first presentation that I have appeared for. It is my first paper, and it is also my first conference that I attended physically, because before that when I was in KPMG, I used to be on client place during these conferences and all, so it is not possible for me to go for conferences. But right now I'm in industry and there is weekend, so obviously I can go for it. So yeah, it definitely you have to go for the conferences if you are getting any particular chance. Don't miss it at any cost. Like I want to just elaborate it by an example. Like if you want to go for an industrial training in one of the big corporate, then clearing resume, these are all the good stuff. But before everything, we have to apply in that particular company. So for applying that particular company, you have some good connects and you have some good people in your mobile phone to whom you can connect and ask them for, like, if you have any reference, you can forward my CV to or not. If and the mutual connection will definitely you will cherish for life, and it will definitely help you. So I'll definitely suggest every one of you to attend the conferences that are going to be held in the future. And ICA is also doing a lot of activities, so you must have to attend. And one of the biggest conference that is so right now I'm in Vasai branch of Mumbai, but it is the branch. But in Vikasa BKC branch of Vikasa, we are organizing a biggest event of our time. It is the Varanium CA Student National Conference, and it is a national conference, not the mega conference. And there are targeted people around 5,000 people. So it is a must attended event, and I will also be joining the particular event. So every one of you who are not registered for the event, definitely I will suggest you to go for it and register for the same, and make a lot of connections from there. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, surely. Yeah, even I'm too looking forward for Varanian. So see you everywhere there. I would also request, because there are many much opportunities, many much network to grow when you visit in such events. And if you want to know more about the events happening, you could also visit the events portal of My Student Club. There all the events happening in the ICI is listed there. So you could check out that. And for all the industrial training vacancies, you could check out the industrial training portal of My Student Club. So, Aryan, any advices that you would like to share to your fellow CA students who are budding industrial trainees?
Sure, definitely. So if you guys have are following me or connected on LinkedIn, that you must have known that I have already shared a lot of content for C industrial training over LinkedIn. So I have also compiled some other than those that I have already shared to you. So I have also prepared some do's and don'ts, like what can we do and what we don't have to do in while making a resume, and while so there are 2, 3 documents that I have prepared for you. Just let me share it. So yeah, I have one cover letter format that I have prepared for every one of you, that I was sending to the companies when I was applying for the same. And I have also prepared a CV preparation tips. It was actually it was prepared by one of my friend who has attended this particular session last year, that is who is Shiv Kumar, and who is also in Marico. So he prepared that particular slide, particular file, and I have updated the particular file. So it will definitely be helpful for you. So there are 3 documents. First one is cover letter format. Second one is CV preparation tips, and third one is interviews do's and don'ts. You must have to at least go through it once, and I can definitely say that you will definitely got some useful insight from it, and it will be helpful for you all. And if you have any doubt anytime, you can DM me on LinkedIn. I'll definitely try my best to answer every queries of yours.
Sure. Okay, I think Purva has to share something.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, everyone who's present here, definitely you guys should attend this NetCon, which is going to take place on 15th and 16th December at Mumbai. We have everything, like anyone who is coming out of the Mumbai, we have the accommodation facilities, and also we are closing the early bird registration on 5th of December. So yeah, guys, we will be putting the link in the groups. Go and register soon. And yeah, I must say it is a must attend conference for you all.
Definitely, it is must attended, and the confidence and the communication skills you will get, the connections you will get, you will definitely cherish it for lifelong. Like you will get more, a lot of opportunities from it. Must attended event it is.
Enough because I met yesterday with Aryan, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, ultimately you'll develop a network, and yeah, a very famous saying that network is net worth. Yeah, so you should attend this.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Sure. So I would request anyone, if you are having any questions for Aryan, you could please turn on your mic and ask the questions or your doubts.
Hi, Aaron. Can I please ask a question to you?
Hi Nishant, how are you?
I am doing good. I hope you are doing well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me.
Aaron, actually, my question to you is that can you please emphasize on the importance of completing GMCS and advanced IDT prior to applying for industrial training opportunities?
Sure, sure, sure.
Like,
So yeah, just you have any another doubt?
no, you may go ahead with that question.
Yeah, sure. So definitely it will be very helpful for you if you guys are doing your advanced ITT and GMCS before your industrial training. So for it, you just understand the concept. Like from the industrial training, the company in which you are doing industrial training, from their point of view, if you are going there after completing your GMCS and advanced ITT, then you will be serving full around 18 months of article, 18 month with included exam leaves. And if you have not completed your GMCS and advanced ITT, then your 1 month will be you will for 1 month you will not be able to you will not be able to do the work in that particular company. So definitely they will prefer those candidates who have already completed the training. And there are some companies also who have the criteria that your GMCS and advanced ITT must be completed before applying the that in that particular company. So there is a shortlisting criteria also that you have to complete those trainings before completion. In Marico also it is a criteria that you must be a first attempt qualified, and you must have completed both of the trainings. So definitely I'll say that if you are able to do your trainings, then definitely do it as soon as possible before joining industrial training. Then you will definitely get some more preference over other candidates who has not completed their GMCS and trainings.
Okay. But just to add on to the question which I asked,
Yeah.
like, don't you think it is a kind of gamble? Like, suppose I am in a Big Four already, okay, and if I complete both the trainings and then I don't get the desired form, say suppose Marico, and then at the end of my 3-year articleship, I won't be getting that 1 month additional leave. So will it leave me on a back end, or you think it won't make much difference, or how should you think like the candidate should thought process should be at the time of
Yeah,
applying?
yeah, definitely. If we cannot say it is a gamble. Like they are also doing their business, and I think from their perspective, they want you to work for them as much as possible, and your previous firm also wants you to as much as work you want, as much as work you can do for them, and you are also the third person who want to work in in your choice, company of your choice, as much as work you want to do. So definitely it is not a gamble, but yeah, it is their mindset. Like they will definitely prefer that companies. They will definitely prefer the candidates who has completed the industrial training.
All right, thank you so much, Aaron, for addressing my query.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else who would like to ask something? Okay, so I think Aryan, there are no more questions left.
Yeah.
So I again thank you कि after having such a hectic schedule, you tried to come over here and guide the students. And once again, congratulations for the award. And once again, a very big thank you from the entire team, My Student Club. Thank you so much for joining us for this evening.
Thank you so much, Shashi, for inviting me here as a speaker. And I'll definitely cherish this moment throughout my coming time. And thank you so much for your best wishes. And for all the audience, I have just told you that there are some PDFs and files that I have created for you. I'll share it over my LinkedIn post in within 1 or 2 days, most probably, because there is like a hectic schedule going on. I'll definitely post it within 1 or 2 days, and I'll also share those documents with Srishti, and you can get it from My Student Club's website also. Thank you, Srishti.
Yeah, sure.
Nice connecting
Yeah,
with you
thank
all.
you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much, all. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And thank you so much to all the audience for being patiently waiting till the end. And again, the session was a great success. I would like you all to stay connected with My Student Club for more such exciting sessions and more such valuable speakers. So I would like everyone to be connected as a community because My Student Club is definitely for students by students. So thank you so much everyone for joining this session and making it a big hit. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and thank you, Srishti, for organizing this event. It was really wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the initiative.
Thank you so very much. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Bye, good night, and stay connected.